everybody. Welcome to Victoria Barans' live show page, hosted by your Team Connection channel. My name's Becky Mulcahy. This is Cindy Philippi, and of course, the famous Victoria Baran. Hi, everybody. We're glad you're here. Victoria is a senior vice chairman with Youngevity, and she is one of the most brilliant people for the mind-body connection angle of training. She's the top trainer with us, an international training director, actually, and she's got a fabulous show for you today. We're so happy to have her on here. We're so happy to be on here, and take it away, Victoria.
Woohoo!
Yay!
I got to start with my favorite song. Woohoo, baby! Get excited, guys!
That's right.
Becky's
mind-body connection angle of training. She's the top trainer with us.
Awesome.
National training.
All right, guys. Well, welcome. So is this all coming through, Becky?
Yep. It's all good.
All right. Well, I got to tell you, guys, this is a major stretch for me, and all of you guys that know me well, and many of you do, know that I am probably one of the least technical people you know. So I decided how perfect to buddy up here with Becky and Cindy and literally get out of my own box, show you that you can face your worst fears and do something that you've never done before. And maybe for you that's a three-way call, or calling someone, you know, calling your family, or whatever it might be. But you know what, today we're going to, I want you to sit back and relax. You know, we were going to have a big event here today with, you know, the Colorado people here, and then, you know, you guys on this Google chat or Google whatever it's called, and Google Hangout. But now that we've had all this snow, we decided to do this snow day. So you know what? It might look like I'm reading. Well, guess what? I am. And you know what? I'm going to pretend I'm not, but I am. And whatever we do today, if you get cut off, if I screw it up, I may have to ask Becky questions and Cindy questions. We're just going to wing this and show you that anybody, believe me, if I can do this, and you guys know how it is with me, most of you have been watching me for years, if I can do this, anybody can do this. So I want to start out with some announcements, and Becky, we're still good to go?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I want to start out with some announcements, and the first one is, as you guys all know, the $3.99 CEO pack. Now, you rallied big time last month when we had, you know, 1,000 points for the CEO pack, and several of you ranked up. You got to SEMD. You got a lot of people to EMD, to RMD. It was a fantastic promotion. Now's the time to do it, because think about this. And I know you might still be in the holiday party spirit and all that stuff, but guys, this is your future. And what you do today is determining what is going to happen for you all of next year, okay? And I want so much, and I hope you want so much. I don't want it more for you than you want it, okay? I think I do sometimes for some of you, but I want you to want it as much as I do, okay? I want you to get to your dreams, and one of the ways to do that is this month, take action. And literally, they're getting, why is this a good deal? Why should you put everything on hold? Why did we put everything last month? And I think I told you that last month I had my grandbabies here. We got the announcement on Saturday morning. It's 1,000 points. It's a one-day deal. I go into my husband. I said, honey, I know we got a whole day planned. We're going to do all these fun things with the grandbabies all day, but you know what? I can't do it, and I love them to pieces, but this just came through, and it's 1,000 points for three, you know, for the CEO pack. Now you've got that big opportunity. And then they, of course, extended another day, and I actually had the flu. And for whatever reason, I had a one-day deal, of course, run at both ends. Not that you, I know that was way too much information, but anyway. And I would get up and do three-way calls all day, but we did it, guys. That's the point. We did it. And sometimes you got to sacrifice, and you got to do the things that you may not want to do. And so here we've got a whole several days left. I mean, we've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before the end of the month. So I encourage you. It's $500 for the products, 500 points. and you get, you only have to pay the $3.99. Also, convention. This is the last month, December 31st, is the end to get the $200 ticket with a 3-month flex pay. Why is that important? Because let's face it, new people come in the business, it may take them a little bit to make some money. So if they can divide that $200 into 3 payments, that's great. So don't forget about that. It ends just in a few days. And if you sign in for a convention by the end of this month and you get those new CEOs that you signed up in December, 3 of them, if you get 3 of them that are going to go to convention, you get 1,000 points on your TAC points. Now, why is that essential? Because it's going to help you win that 2016 cruise. And I'll tell you, it's a great cruise. If you haven't looked at that, go to ygresourcecenter.com, look at breaking news, look at all the great things that are going to happen on that cruise. The last thing I want to mention is the New Year's Eve call. The New Year's Eve call, you want to put down on your day timer, you want to have your all your team doing the same thing. Oh, see? I'm dating myself. I said day timer. Put it in your iPhone or your smartphone or whatever it is. Okay, it's the New Year's Eve call. It's at 1 p.m. Pacific, so that means it's 2 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Central, and 4 p.m. Eastern. Now, you need to make sure you have on your calendar that backup number, because I know, the regular 212-990-8000, PIN number 75555 is the regular number, but it always gets booked on New Year's Eve. If I were you, I would call in 10 to 15 minutes early. And I know New Year's Eve, you're thinking, are you kidding me? Okay, I am going out playing. I'm going to have a great time. And here you are planning this call. Bottom line is, I will tell you, the first year I was with Longevity, I felt that way. And I thought, why on earth are they having a call? But I got to tell you, it is so worth it. They always come up with really cool announcements. They keep it to the point, which is good. I'm big on sticking to the point. And it's a 30-minute call, should be in and out. But that backup number for you is 530-881-1219. And the PIN number is 177060. 481. And also, don't forget about our noon team training call. And I know Becky isn't specifically in our team, but now you're going to see a lot of her and Cindy. And we encourage you, as our team and those that are extended family throughout, to check in on that noon call. That number is always 1-218-339-0858. And the PIN number is 1234#. Next, this coming Monday, we were going to do an 8-hour training today, and I decided once we did the snow day hangout that we were going to do about a 3-hour. So today, you can count on it will be no more than 3 hours. We're going to quit at 1 o'clock Mountain Time. If I haven't finished, I'll just zip through it and finish by then. But I think we'll be done a little bit earlier. But one of the things I wanted to talk about was an upline referral script that is on the Escape of Longevity Facebook, and several. And I'm going to tell you about all the different links we have for Escape as we get through this. But there's a great process called an upline referral script. It's a whole program on how you can get your team that is afraid to make calls. You take the phone, the numbers and names, and you start calling for them and help them build their team. So that's what we're going to talk about on Monday. I haven't had a chance to ask Becky, but you know what? I think we're going to try to do these sometimes even on Monday if she's available, and I think she probably is because she's always on the call.
Yeah, absolutely.
So super. So see, she's going for it, and so I'll send you an email. You'll know about that, but it'll probably be this Google Hangout thing. If you have trouble getting on, please let us know. Also, Becky wanted me to remind you that there is a place, I guess, to chat at the bottom of this, and if you would, send us your input, anything that's going on. I see several of you have now. Are you recording this? See, is this good? I actually got this, okay? Are you recording this? Yes, we are recording it. And Becky, maybe at the end, can tell us where we can go grab those recordings and so forth. But she wanted me to ask you if you would make little comments there. That would be great. Don't ask me why, but I understand that this is a good thing to do. So we're just going to go with this, okay? But I gotta tell you talk about taking me. I mean, I'm a great multitasker, but with this deal, I got my iPad, I got my iPhone, I got the desktop, I've got all these things I got to do and screens. So I'm telling you, we are going to have a hoot today. One way or another, we're going to have a hoot. So you know what? Today is what we're going to talk about is transformation. So I want you to keep an open mind. Is there anybody on this call who wants this to be their best year you've ever had, ever? Yeah. I can only see Becky and Cindy, and they're all, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I think everybody on this call wants to have the best year you ever. But it's not necessarily about getting motivated, because I think all of you are motivated, or you wouldn't be on this call or on this hangout. You know what? It's about transformation. See, you're the tour guide with longevity. Your passion absolutely counts, but we've got to be the best us we can be. And so as we're the best person we can be, that's how you're going to transform. Now, most people believe in positive thinking. I know you agree with that. But just how far are you willing to go for positive thinking? Well, let me show you a video that I think, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I think this video will blow your mind. So hold on a second. This is my first shot at this. Let's see here. And of course, it has disappeared. Hold on 1 minute here. There we go. Okay, hold on a second again. I did the first process without doing the second. Looks Becky. Uh-oh. Becky, I am definitely off this call.
You're on. I have you pinned.
I am on?
Yeah. You're doing your screen share. Did you hit your screen share button up there?
Well, no, that's why I'm trying to find. Okay, got it. All right, guys. See, I told you this is our first glitch. Probably several more to come. Again,
oh, yeah, it's technology and it's new. It's okay. That's fun. That's the fun part of the Hangouts. That's normal. No big deal. It's all good. Just hit the green arrow and then hit your screen share. Say okay at the bottom right.
Got
Voila! You're screen sharing, girl. Perfect.
Okay, so now, no, I just need to
just switch over to your video.
Okay, here we go. Here we go, guys.
Okay.
Dr. Emoto has conducted another interesting experiment. He placed rice into 3 glass beakers and covered it with water. And then every day for a month, he said, "Thank you" to one beaker. "You're an idiot" to the second.
It's not.
And the third one,
For some reason, it's not
he
moving.
completely ignored.
You know what, Becky? I'm going to stop this because for some reason, now, guys, I got to tell you. Now, Becky, they can still hear me, right?
Yes.
I am telling you, we ran through every one of these videos yesterday, and every one of them were perfect.
They were.
Now, for some reason, we checked one this morning. The main one is not going to. It doesn't appear to be working. But you know what? We're going to try this again here real quick because I want you to. This is profound.
You might want to turn the volume up. We can see him just a little. It should be okay. It's not like it was, but you know, when snowstorms like that, it might be that. I don't know your connection.
"Thank you."
But we can see it.
"You're an idiot."
But expand your screen though.
But it's not showing. It's not showing the.
And the third one, he
Doggone it.
completely ignored.
We'll try this one more time. You know what?
After 1 month, the rice that had been thanked began to ferment, giving off a strong,
want you to see the
pleasant
pictures.
aroma.
Okay. Okay, this is the deal.
The rice in the second beaker, black,
Okay.
and the rice
Here we go. All right, so this is the deal. Bottom line is this. Emoto, you've heard about Emoto with water. We're going to try the water one too, but this rice one is profound. He took 3 beakers, okay, of rice, put water with it, and the first one he said, "Thank you, I love you," and he said positive words to that rice. The second one, what he did is he said, you know, you're lousy, you're undeserving. He said negative words, anger words, or just the word anger. He put real negative words into the second beaker, and the third one he totally ignored, as if it weren't there. Well, let me tell you what happened. It's a 42-day experiment. The first beaker that he sent love to and thanked it and set gratitude toward, guess what happened? It fermented and it smelled wonderful, and it was starting to be truly, the rice was coming into form. It was great. The second beaker, and you've got to go on and Google this yourself, because for whatever reason this isn't working today. I don't know if it's the storms or whatever. It was so perfect yesterday, but it is what it is. So the second beaker, what happened was the rice literally turned black. I kid you not. We sent anger to it and it turned black. Then the third beaker we ignored, and what do you think happened? It literally rotted. And so because we have 3 beakers there, we send love and gratitude, it's perfect. We send anger, and it totally, I mean, just the whole thing turns black. And then the last one rots because it's because we avoided it, because we totally ignored it. That is the power of our thoughts. That's how absolutely, totally amazing it is. The power of our thoughts and the power of our words. So knowing what we can do to rice, I want you to see a 3-minute video. Let's see if this one works a little better, guys. Okay. So we're screen sharing, and now we're going to look at this one and see if this is going to work for us.
Yay.
And if you look at this, he exposed music, words spoken, words typed, pictures, and videos to water. Now remember, your body is 60% water. So think about that. If your body is 60% water, some people say it's 80, but let's say it's 60% water, can you imagine what this is doing if you send positive words? So let's watch this. You might have to turn up your speaker. One more second here, guys. So you can imagine, if our bodies are 60% water, and just by adding words to the water, what he showed was the positive things that would happen, the negative things that would happen. But I got to tell you, the rice experiment, because I've utilized the Emoto theories. I've got his books, all his cards, all those kind of things. I use his labels, by the way. I have all the prosperity labels. You can stick them on your glasses, your bottles. I've used that for years. But when I saw that rice experiment, I thought, my gosh, can you imagine what we're doing if we ignore people, if we ignore our kids? What a profound impact that makes on them in a negative way. If we speak angry words and we're critical and we're judgmental, and you know what, we're all human. That's the bottom line. But today we're talking about transformation. If we are going to transform, we've got to work on our thoughts. I made this little thing, and by the way, at the end of this, if there's things that you want copies of, you want originals of, you just email me. Most of you know my email, Victoria@Baran, BARANBIZ.com. I'll send it to you. But I kept thinking about standing guard at the door of your mind. So I made this little thing. I'm hoping you can see it a little. It says, I'm standing guard at the door of my mind. Every word is a seed. Is it a weed or is it nutritious fruit? It's my choice. I create my world through my thoughts. I deserve to have it all because I am abundant, I'm healthy, and I'm happy, so be it. Now, I don't know, can you see this at all? See this little security guy? I put this big strapping security guy on there, and I'll be glad to send you that PDF if you want it. But you know what? It is about guarding our mind. It's not about conforming to the world, the pattern of the world. It's about transforming and renewing our mind, okay? Now, one of the things I've always done, oh, it looks like it fell here, and I recommend you do it. I want you to take an envelope, and just for a day, just for one day, I want you to take this envelope, and every time you have a negative thought, I want you to take a piece of paper. If I were you, I'd probably have quite a few pieces of paper. And literally make a code for yourself. Maybe it's about money, okay? Maybe it's about your body. Maybe it's about whatever. But I can tell you, years ago I was training this, and I was on the circuit as a motivational speaker, and I did not make it till noon with this size. I had to change to one this big, then I went one bigger, and I had something like 750 negative thoughts on my body by noon. Now, the reason I'm asking you to do this is because it's accountability. It's accountability to yourself to see, because we don't have any idea we're thinking those many things. We think 2,900 thoughts a day. Did you know that 97% of them are negative? Do you realize that if you can shift that and lower that to a different perspective here, if in 24 hours you log all these thoughts and you're saying, oh my gosh, I'm talking, negative about this person, or I'm gossiping about that one, or oh my gosh, I'm thinking that there's no way I can do this like Becky can do it, or like Pat on this phone can do it, or like Chris and Heather Downs. I can't do this. I can't get the SEMD. I'm not very good at this. Everybody's going to laugh at me. All those kind of thoughts come in. So you know what? Just log them. Just do it one day. It will blow your mind at the end of that day how many negative thoughts you've had, because I'm sure you have no idea that you have that many, right? But you know what? You got to ask yourself, what are the things in your life that are holding you back? Since we're talking about struggles, we're really talking about counter intentions, okay? Today, you're going to be so excited because you are going to actually learn techniques to set you forward in 2015 to get rid of those counter intentions, to get rid of those things you struggle with. And guys, we're all human. Do you think any of us don't have things to work on? Well, if you do, you're definitely in denial, because I'm here to tell you, we all have it. I have it. Becky has it. Everybody on this phone has it. We all have stuff, okay? But now think about things like, you've heard of Branson, the guy that owns Virgin Airlines. This guy was dyslexic. He had very poor academic performance, okay, as a student. In fact, get this, on his last day of school, his headmaster, which was Robert Drayson, said to him, you are either going to end up in prison or you're going to become a millionaire, one of the two, because he was so far out of the box, right? And because the guy had such poor listening abilities. Well, he's now worth $4.9 billion. Okay? Do you think he has the right thinking? We're going to show you by the end of this show how you can transform your own thinking, techniques to transform that, so that you can become the new Oprah. Look at her tough life in a foster home, all those things. Look at her. She's a billionaire. Your life is way, way, way too important to be guessing at it. So we're not going to guess anymore, because 2015 is literally about creating the best you, the abundance, the health, the wealth, the entire package, baby, the whole enchilada. That's what we're looking for. So you know what? Life is going to pay you what you ask, but you've got to ask intelligently, and you've got to never doubt it. Now, do you retreat to your comfort zone? All of us do. We all do. We fit into our old mold. I'm telling you right now, this call is about getting out of that mold, getting out of that comfort zone. Excuse me a second. I have two things I'm drinking today, water and a whole bottle of Z-Radical I just opened.
Love that.
I'm going to be through. I just opened it, but I'm sure I'm going to be through at least half of that by the end of this call. So you know what? Are you speaking abundance in your life, or are you speaking scarcity? Success is attracted by the person you become. It's not that you have to chase after it. It's not about that. It's about valuing who you are. I had, I think most of you know, I had an accident right before the first convention in 2014. And that accident totally jarred my body and made all kinds of crap go wrong. And so I have not traveled this whole year. And I wanted to go see my mom. She was 80 years old. I wanted to go out to see Dr. Ariaza and see some of the techniques he was doing. And a lot of the things I'm teaching you today, it's interesting, are all the things I've taught you before, okay, in most cases, but I'm making sure that I specifically, because I took copious notes, you know me, and all of you are just like me, you're all anal, so I took a whole legal pad of notes. In fact, I brought 2 legal pads, and Chenault borrowed one, and of course he made one line on his, and my entire pad was so full I was actually on the cardboard. But so I made sure all those notes are in here and kind of interwoven between, but his thing, as is everyone that is a leader that is truly walking their talk, it's about our personal growth, guys. It's about us being the best we can be, because then we magnetize the right people. You ever want to know how you're doing? Look at your team. Okay, I'm anal. What do I have? Almost everybody on my team loves details. We love to know what it's all about, right? All right, if you have people that are constantly saying, well, God, I just can't afford this. I just, this is way too expensive. Victoria, I don't know how everybody sells this and how everybody, does this business and how they make money. You just can't make money at this. It's a hard way to make money. What are you saying to yourself? Because I guarantee you, if you look at your own inner dialogue, that's exactly what you're thinking, and all they're doing is playing out what your thoughts are. Did you know that there's scientific proof today that your thoughts actually leave your body? Guys, I'm going to spend this whole time on transformation, but I could give you study after study, scientific studies that show just how critical our thoughts are. And you know what? That's why they always say, hang with the winners and not the losers. Don't hang around with people who are negative. Don't hang around with people that don't support you. And why is that? Because it becomes part of you. I had an environment once a few years ago with an older person that lived with we thought it would be a positive experience, and it turned into a very negative experience where she was highly critical. And next thing I know, we're critical. And you know what? It's a couple years down the road, and I still think there are quite a few times in our life, in our daily life, that kind of rubbed off on us, and we became that critical person of ourselves, of our environment. You know what? It's about gratitude. It's about appreciation. We are so lucky. We are alive. When was the last time you thanked your eyes? Can you imagine what it would be like to be blind? that you think that you have teeth, that you can talk, that you can get up, that you can walk. You know, you thank your ankles, you thank your toes, you thank your hair that you have hair, because you know what? My hair might be thinner than yours, but you know what? I'm not bald. Okay, so I need to thank that. All right, my hair might be thicker than yours. You need to thank that you have hair. I mean, you need to thank the fact that we have a company like Longevity that has an amazing comp plan. Okay, and I know most of us are product oriented. Why? Because a lot of you are on my team that are on here today, and I'm product oriented. So you're product oriented, right? Because like begets like. That's what my thoughts are for, are helping and serving. But you know what? We can't help and serve as much if we're also not making money. If you have the stressors of making money because, oh my gosh, I can't pay my rent, that's not what it's about. Every book you read, and I don't care if it's the Bible or any of the other kind of religions, it all talks about the ability to have abundance, that that it is our divine right to have abundance, that spirit, God, universe, whatever you want to use. And you know, God, I don't want anybody to be offended on this call, okay? What my beliefs are has nothing to do with your beliefs as far as God. And so what I often do is in my trainings, I use the word spirit, universe, God. So you just put in whatever word works for you, because we happen to have Christians and Jewish and Lutheran and, you know, all kinds of people, Buddhists on this call. And so I try not to offend them, and I don't really care what your belief system is. I know where my connection is. You obviously know where yours is, and I'm just saying that because I don't want you to be offended when we get into this one part of the training, because it truly is about creating your world, but it's also through the help and the guidance of your spirit, of God, or whoever you relate to. So I just wanted to put that out there. But you know what? What you believe in is going to show up in your life, and you know that. So I'm going to show you all these videos. Most of all these videos today are just like 2 minutes. So hold on. We're going to try this again and see if it works any better. All right. Come on, baby.
It came through great on the last one, Victoria. And also, we can put all of your links to what you want in the chat box for people after the show. We can put all your links in there for them.
Oh, awesome. See? It's all perfect. Okay, so now we're sharing, and now we're going to show one of my favorite videos. Turn your audio up if you can. Oh, don't be buffered on me. Becky, I promise you I went through this whole thing earlier. It did not buffer. We must be having trouble with the weather or something. I don't know why this is doing.
Did you close down your other videos?
Yes.
The ones that you've already played.
Yes. Mark 0.71 seconds, guys. 1.54 seconds. So the winner takes home $1,000,003. Second place, $600,000. Difference of $657,000. How passionate are you about your business, about your life? How focused are you? Are you in it for the long haul? Okay, we're back. We did it. Okay. You know what? Did you know that 70,000 people join network marketing every single day? That's $52.4 billion a year in multi-level. So, Baron, thinking about that, are you getting your share? Guys, with our system of go out and get 4, and then those people go out and get 4, and you share it, and that's what makes a difference. I'll never forget one of the 3-way calls I was on with Doc, and he was talking about to a doctor that I had on there for 3-way, and the doctor says, well, I can only see 25 patients a day. And he said, I'm going to show you how to do 300,000 a day. It's following the system, the simple system. Any of you have a family member that's been laid off, a friend that's been laid off? Guys, health and wellness is the #1 out of that 52.4 billion. Okay, but it's all about making money, and people we want to do service, we want to help them get healthy, but we can help them get wealthy as well. That's what we can do. Okay, that's what Longevity does well. We give them a comp plan that gives them amazing opportunity. But we've got to stop that 97% of those 2,900 dialogues we have every day. Some of you have probably heard, because we've been teaching The Secret and things like that for many years, but some of you have probably heard it. I always had this little doughboy. I picture him on my shoulder, and when I start into my crap, into myself, I just automatically, okay, you got a timeout, bud. Go over and get in the corner because you are on timeout. I am not putting up with this. All right, and that's what you got to kind of do. You got to have fun with it because, guys, we're not perfect. It's not about being perfect, but it's about being the best us we can be. You hear me talk quite a bit about Chris and Heather Downs on a lot of the calls, and truly, if there's a couple that I know of that exemplifies positiveness, gratitude, when he first started with us, and his good friend, I call him Prepper Rick, is in the business, and now he's got Rick all excited. Now Rick's going to SEMD this month, and Rick is on the phone or on this Google Hangout, so we want to say hi to you, Rick, and we want to say hi to Chris and Heather. But the reason I bring them up is because not only did I tell him he's very teachable, and being teachable is important in this business. Okay, you don't have to invent the wheel, guys. You don't have to invent it. It's all right there for you. All you are is a tour guide. So every single day when I said to him, well, you need an accountability partner, I want to know, if you're into it and you really have these lofty goals, I'd like you to send me an email every day expressing to me what you're doing. So bottom line is, guess what? He does this every day. Usually before I get up at 4 or 5, I have his email because he's an early riser too, and it tells me every single thing he's doing that day. He takes that accountability, and he always, there's 2 reasons I look forward to it, I guess. One is because I want to see what he's doing and what his follow-up and his new leads and where he's going to talk to people and so forth. But then he always says, it's inspiring to me. He'll say, he is in gratitude of my leadership, of my mentorship. And then he'll talk about different things that he's grateful for. And he does that every day, 7 days a week. And I'm telling you, that gratitude is what gets him to a stable SEMD, gets him his car bonus, him and Heather, their car bonus this month, right? Because it is about, sometimes you get to SEMD, which is Senior Executive Marketing Director, as you all know. You're in longevity, so that's why I'm using these terms. But we're not qualified. You don't want to wear an empty jacket. You want to be qualified. You want to get the best of the pay plan. That's why we're CEO, right? Because you get paid 10 ways versus 5. And one of the things that you get paid as an SEMD is that you can earn a $300 car bonus, and we want you to have that. We want you to have more money. You know, and I know, the more money anybody makes, they're going to stay in the business with you. A regular distributor, if you just help them pay for their product, you get them $300 a month, and baby, they are yours forever. Okay, but you've got to get them that money. for me, it's thrilling that I know what Chris and Heather's desire is long term. I know where they're going long term. And so because I know where they're at, because then I get to share with them every single day, it's just very exciting to know where they are going. It's about being real. Okay, and it's about being teachable, and it's about really controlling those thoughts. And in fact, David Rutz, the president of Escape, I was talking to him last night for about an hour, and he said to me, we were just talking about Chris and Heather and some of the other people on the team. He said, I have never ever talked with them that they weren't incredibly positive. Their posts are positive. I mean, and think about what you're posting. And I know we're into technology and all that, and hey, I'm learning, okay, but think about what you post on Facebook. Think about what you post everywhere. Are you making little digs with people, or are you saying it positive? Because what you do, again, is what your team is going to do. And if you're a positive inspiration, they're going to be a positive inspiration to all the people around them. It is so like that pebble in the water. I love that example, the pebble in the water, and you see all those ripples. Everybody you help regain their health, everybody you help not go into foreclosure or bankruptcy, everybody you help go to the next level so that they can be happier and feel better about themselves, whether they just were able to buy new outfits and they didn't have to think twice about it, whatever it was, that's kind of what our mission is, okay, to be the best we can possibly be. It's about that authentic cycle of probability. Authentic cycle of probability. What does that mean? That means goals on steroid. Did you know that authentic comes from the root word author? This is about authoring your life by your thoughts. The more authentic, the more powerful, the more magnetic you become, the more people are going to follow you and the bigger difference you're going to make. Does that make sense? So now we're going to go into, and I know you've heard me teach the book of the Secret book on several occasions, but you know what? Always 1 or 2 times a year I review that book in its entirety, and I actually go in and I take I have underlined the pieces that I think are the most important. So again, sit back. I'm going to just kind of give you an overview of that. Because I don't care if you've heard this 100 times, if you don't have the perfect life that you want in every aspect, whether it's relationships, weight, money, family, friends, travel, whatever it is, then you know what? It's a good thing to have that secret reminder again. But what you're going to find fascinating is one of the guys, Joe Vitale, that was one of the authors of The Secret, after we do this part of it, we're going to go into a process that I paid for so that you guys could watch these videos and see complete processes on how to clear blocks, how to get rid of counter beliefs, how to actually identify counter beliefs and get rid of them forever. The gratitude, the limiting beliefs, the blocks to success, to making yourself the best self ever. Okay, and that, and I know that by watching The Secret, by listening to The Secret, things like that, you can make a huge difference in your life. No doubt about it. It is, to me, it's vital. But almost everyone has a few things that are left out. Okay, we want it easy and effortless, but it's those few things that are holding on, and we need to break those blocks. And many of you on this call are healers yourself. And you deal with these kind of blocks all day, but you know what's interesting? It's kind of like the plumber with the blocked up sink. A lot of times we have that same stuff that we need to go in and get some of those deep-rooted things out as well. So we're going to cover The Secret here. So sit back, relax, and I'm just going to cover the highlights of this book. I mean, have you ever thought about why 1% of the population earns 96% of the income? Can you believe that? 1%. Do you think that's an accident? Well, guys, I got to tell you, it's not an accident. It's designed that way. And why? Because they understand the law of attraction. All right? People who have drawn wealth into their lives, even if they lose it and then lose it again, make it, lose it, make it, lose it, they will always make it again. And why do they always make it again? Because they have that wealth mentality. When they lost it, guess what? They were going into fear of not having money. But they know subconsciously, even if they don't know consciously, they know consciously what it is about wealth, and that's what they want. And so what you focus on, you're going to get more of. That only makes sense. A perfect example of that, of the law of attraction, is that the people who do lose it and then bring it back. But if you keep that in your mind, oh my gosh, I don't need to be repeating this, or I do need to be repeating the wealth part, then you can shift the thoughts that you have going on. You know, it's the law of attraction that literally is the complete order in the universe. Every single moment of your life, every single thing you experience in your life, guess what you bring in? So unfortunately, you can't blame anybody else. You got to just blame yourself, because if you don't have the body you want, and I'm here to tell you that's my part to work on, if you don't have the income you want, if there's something that you have that you're experiencing, oh, why is this, you know, why do I constantly get these negative things happening to me? You know, are you a drama queen or king? All right, well, maybe you got to look at why you're playing that victimhood and realize, okay, I have no one to blame. As of this moment, I'm stopping that, because all these experiences, every single one, I'm bringing through my thoughts. So if we think about being fat every day, what do? We get fatter. If we think about we don't have any money, oh my God, how are we going to pay the rent this month, and constantly thinking about it versus taking action and just knowing you're going to be protected. Now, I do not believe in that theory, okay, of just, oh, Spirit's going to take care of me. I don't personally believe in that. It's like that old story about the flood and the guy's on top of the roof, and you know the plane comes, and the guy says, oh no, God's going to take care of me, and then the bloke comes, oh no, God's going to take care of me, and then all these different things come and all these abilities, and then he dies and he gets up to heaven and he says, God, why'd you let me die? And I mean, you all know that story. And he says, God, I sent you a plane. I sent you a boat. I mean, you got to take action. You do. We take action through our thoughts, through our feelings, because I will tell you, to activate good things, you must have the feeling behind it. When you set your intentions every morning, do you just say, well, yeah, I want to bring people into my group, and I want to be SMD? That's not what's going to get it. I declare I'm going to be Senior Executive Marketing Director this month, and I am so grateful that the perfect people magnetize to me. Okay, there's a big difference between saying and feeling, and I got to tell you, everything I've ever read, everything I've ever done for myself, and I've trained myself to have that feeling behind it. Like when I go garage selling, most of you know, Iggy and I in the summer, we love garage selling and estate sales and things like that. We love to go out, and part of it, we love the interaction. Well, first of all, it's a scavenger hunt because people are so bad at signs. And so it's, can we really find this one? Okay, it's this treasure hunt thing. But when you get there, it's amazing how you're speaking to someone or you're listening to them, and they're talking about, oh, I don't have money to send my kid to Bible camp. Yeah, that's why I had to run this garage sale. Oh, yeah, they're sitting here with, they have COPD and they got a mask on. Okay, everywhere you go is an opportunity. Are you taking that opportunity, okay? And are you attracting what you want to attract? In 1912, Charles Handel described the law of attraction as the greatest and the most infallible law of which the entire system of creation depends on it. Now think about that. If you really believed that you could create anything in your life just through your thoughts, would you get a better handle on it? I'm here to tell you that's the way it is. I'd like you just to assume that your thoughts are what create, that your words are what create. So you always go, oh, knock them dead. No, it's knock them alive. It's those little things. Oh, my God, that's killing me. That music is killing me. Well, no, you don't want to say that music is killing me, okay, because you don't want to put out, if indeed you can become a person of clarity and articulation, and you can really get better and better at expressing positive things that you want in your life, guess what happens? You get what you want. Our job is to hold on to thoughts and words that we want and make it absolutely clear in our minds what we want. And from that, we start to invoke the greatest law, which is the law of attraction. You become what you think most about, but you also attract what you think about. Now, that's pretty cool, knowing that all we have to do is think about it, right? Well, think about this one. If you see it in your mind, you're going to hold it in your hand. If you see it in your mind, you're going to hold it in your hand. I love that. What most people don't understand that is a thought is a frequency. You can actually measure a thought. Can you believe that? Measure a thought. And if you're thinking that thought over and over again, that's what you're going to create. So if you're imagining in your mind to have a brand new car, having that money you need, building that company, finding your soulmate, know what it looks like. I think I've shared with many of you before in the past company we were at that took advantage of us and we had to leave. I was with the company about 6 months, and man, did I want Rookie of the Year. But I knew that was like, it was a very lofty goal, let's put it that way, out of thousands of people. So what did I do? I wrote my speech. I knew exactly what shoes I was going to wear, what outfit I was going to wear, what color it was. I knew exactly what was going to happen. And you know what? I had an index card of little notes. I mean, I was so on it. I would have been very disappointed then. I got to tell you, because I had so envisioned it. But because I had so envisioned it, guess what happened? I got it. And I remember when they called up my name, I remember that feeling of how that felt, because I had already known it. Did you know, and I shared this a few weeks ago on the call, that the last jacket I was in was a red jacket with longevity, right? So I had gone out and bought for convention, because I thought I was going before my accident, and all this red jewelry, of course, all these great things to match. Well, so then right after that convention I didn't go, I immediately gave away a lot of the red jewelry, put the red jewelry away, and I started buying green jewelry, because what was my senior vice chairman is what I wanted. So I started buying scarves, jewelry, everything that was going to go with that green jacket. You have to think it. You have to feel it. You have to know what it's going to feel like. That's why you go sit in a Maserati if that's what you want. Okay? You go look at houses and, we talk about the dream board. There is a lot to be said for that visualization kind of thing. Okay, to know exactly what you want. I'll never forget that one story about the guy who had moved into his house, and his kid said, "Come on, Daddy, let's go play football." And they got boxes everywhere, and he wanted the kid to have fun and everything, but at the same time, I mean, he's got a lot to do. He's got to unpack these boxes. Said, "Okay, I think the football's in this box." When he opened the box, he saw his dream board from 5 years ago, and the exact picture he had put on that dream board was the house he had moved into. Okay, so it truly is, whether it's the dream board, whether it's knowing what kind of house, whether it's knowing what kind of jewelry is going to go with your green jacket, whatever jacket you're going to be wearing, whatever speech you're going to be giving at the next convention, go ahead and do it. I know Hank does a lot of that. Hank Interfeld, a healer, he's on this call as well today, I know, and I know, because many of the conversations I have with him, he already knows what he's going to say. He has his speech worked out on his next level and what he's going to do. And I got to tell you, you talk about a manifestation person. I don't know as I've ever been with anybody that manifests like him. A couple months he's been a little bit shy on volume to get to his qualified rank, so he gets his car bonus and all that kind of stuff. And he'll just say, I don't know how. It's a theta technique. I don't know how. I just know that I am. I don't know how I'm going to get to SEMD. I just, by the end of December 31st, 2014, I just know that I do, and I'm grateful. Okay? So, again, you're telling your subconscious what you want. The pictures you receive from the transmission of your thoughts are not on a television screen in your living room. They're pictures of your life. Your thoughts create the frequency. They attract like things of the frequency, and then they broadcast back to you in reality. So is there anything more important than learning how to harness your thought, than learning how to be the security guard over your thoughts? Is there anything more important? Is that in the middle of the screen, Becky, or not? I can't.
There we go, right there. Just hold still for a sec and give it a chance to focus. There's the dude. Perfect.
So, and I put this big burly dude on there because I thought, it just really makes the impact that you want to be the guard of your mind more than anything else. That's probably the single most important thing that any of us can do. And you know what? We have a tendency as humans to keep the epidemic going of speaking and focusing on things that we want that may not be for our highest good. See, the law of attraction, by the way, doesn't care if it's good or bad. It's going to give you what you want. So if you're looking at a mountain of debt, you're feeling terrible about it, God, I just really feel bad that I've got this much debt, there's no way to get out of it, you're just affirming it to yourself, okay? You want to affirm the different way of that. You want to affirm the positive, okay, and you want to be grateful for that. You want to become aware of every thought and choose those thoughts carefully and have fun with it. Because guess what? You're the masterpiece of your own life. You're the Michelangelo. So you've got the paintbrush and you get to paint it any way that you want it. So when you know that you're the master of your thoughts and words, You can literally create anything you want. But you know what? A lot of people don't know what they want because they're so used to getting what they don't want and living in the life that just is kind of spiraling down or puts them in that drama. I mean, you really have to look at what are you benefiting from when you play that drama queen or king, when you play that victim, okay? And not that there isn't a one of us on this call that haven't played that. Okay, but you've got to look at the benefit, and if you change your frequency, you change your thought, that frequency will go out, and guess what? You'll get what you want. So in summary of that part, the bottom line is this: thoughts are magnetic. They have a frequency. As you think those thoughts, you're going to get it back to you. You're like a human transmission tower, and this is so great. Think about that TV, and you change. If you want to watch Channel 7, you go to Channel 7, right? What's the same? You've got to be able to change those thoughts, change that channel so that the frequency is sent out and you get what you want. Your thoughts become things. As I told you, they now have scientific proof that your thoughts are actually leave your body. Now, is that cool or what? Well, it's cool if you're thinking good thoughts. It's not so cool if you're not thinking good thoughts, right? But guys, you have the power individually to change anything because you're the one who chooses your thoughts and you're the one who chooses how you're going to feel about it. And that's what makes the difference. So you can begin right now to feel healthy, to feel abundant, to feel beautiful, to feel good about yourself, because the universe is going to respond back to you as how you feel now. It doesn't matter about the past, guys. See, but it is really important that you feel good about it and that you put the thought pattern into the thought and the feeling behind the thought, because that's what actually activates it. So one of the things you may choose to do is put down on your notes to find secret shifters. What does that mean? Well, let's take an example. When I told you, I can still remember today because I had, for those 6 months, I had wanted that Rookie of the Year when I started with that other company. And I can still remember today how I felt. Find something that you love, something that made you feel fantastic, a person in your life. Maybe it's your grandbabies, or maybe it's your kid that you adore, or maybe it's your dog, or whatever it might be. Find a situation or a person that you can go back to when you start feeling negative, when you start feeling depressed and down. You know what? You've got to glom on to the good, not glom on to the bad. You've got to immediately shift that. A lot of times I'll do, if someone comes into my office, they happen to say something negative, I do this. Just like a board that you're taking an eraser and you're erasing it, because I don't want it in my system, okay? I don't want it in my field. I want it away. And if I do the same thing, and if I say it, I say erase, erase, cancel, 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 delete, 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 cancel, 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 because we're not putting that in there, right? Okay, Mr. Little Stay Puff Guy, go over there and sit in the corner because that doesn't fit my reality anymore. See, life can be easy. Life can be good. All things come to you, and those are the things you want to declare, that everything comes to you. Okay, think about your teammates. Think about what they're saying and how they react to their team, and know that that's the kind of information you put out there. That's the kind of thoughts you're putting out there. That's the kind of frequency you're putting out there. Guys, we have a volunteer army. Every one of us are volunteers. Okay, so when I hear things like, oh yeah, they called me up and really got nasty with me, blah, 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 I got to tell you, these people can quit anytime they want. It's about this company, and this business is about loving on people. That's what it's about. And, by the way, loving on yourself. That's one of my things. I'm great at loving out, not so great at loving in. But you know what? We all have our stuff. And it's about being able to be vulnerable. It's about able to be sharing and loving and honest and being the best person that we can be. See, nothing can come into your experience unless you summon it through your persistent thoughts and your words. I'm going to repeat that one. Nothing comes into your experience unless you summon it through your persistent thoughts and words. It's impossible to feel bad and have good thoughts at the same time. So if you're feeling bad, guess you're not thinking those good thoughts. So bring those positive things back that you can bring in to negate the other. Your thoughts determine your life. When you feel bad, you know what? You're not going to attract good. So delete the negative, put in the positive, put in those secret shifters so that you can help yourself feel better, and then the love, because as Hank always says, as all the books always say, as you know, there's two frequencies, and love is at the high spectrum and fear is at the other spectrum, the other end. So, and we don't want those. So there's a 3-step process, and one is asking. number one is asking, what do you really want? Sit down and write out what do you want and be clear about it. And be happy and grateful now that you have it. So you've got to choose what you want, but you've got to be so clear, and that's part of your wealth work. We don't do homework here. We do wealth work here, okay? And that's part of your wealth work. If you're not clear, how is the universe going to bring you what you want? Think of the words that we say to people, things that we say to ourselves that really aren't articulate, and you're saying, what did you just say? Can you repeat that? I didn't get that. There's a technique that I often use. It's a feedback technique. And what I do is, what I hear you saying is, and I feed back that just to make sure I totally got it. Because every one of us have a different filter system. Have you ever noticed you'll be telling a story and there's 5 or 6 people around, and maybe 4 of them are smiling from ear to ear, and then one's kind of perplexed and another one looks kind of down or something? It's because we all have filter systems, and maybe that seemed funny to you, but maybe to them it brought them into a traumatic experience they had in their life. And one of the things we're going to talk about here shortly is how to get rid of those traumatic things. So this step number 2 is believing. Hold on a second. See the things that you want as already yours. Know that they're going to come to you when you need them, when you want them, and then let them come. Don't fret about it. Don't worry about it. Just know that it's coming your way, and anything you want is coming your way. You know what? If you do a little research, it's going to become evident to you that anyone that has ever accomplished anything didn't really know how they were going to do it. They just knew they were going to do it. You can't put the expectation on the how. You just put it on what it is that you want and let it then all unfold. You know what? Most of the time, when we don't see the things that we requested, we get frustrated, don't we? Well, guess what? We get disappointed, and guess what we're doing then? We're thinking about all this negative stuff, right? You got to then immediately shift that to, I'm grateful, I'm happy, I am just so grateful that this is coming into my life. I'm so grateful that I'm SEMD by December 31st, 2014. Boy, I don't know how. I just know that I'm going to be SEMD by December 2014, 2014, not 13. And you know what? The third step is, so number 1, we said it was ask. Number 2 was believe. The third step is receiving. Are you okay with receiving abundance? Are you okay with letting it all come in? Because that's the next step of being able to receive. And many of us that's one of our weaknesses. So the law of attraction, the study, the practice of the laws of attraction is just figuring out what you want to do and what's going to help you generate those absolute good feelings, like making that speech to go across stage. Think about what you're going to wear. What would you say right now if you're walking across stage and Bill Andreoli stops you right now, puts a microphone in your face, Becky, and you had no idea, because normally, let's say, they're just going to let senior vice chairman speak, and let's say you're going to be a vice chairman, and they put that microphone in your face, what would you say? So that's why you've got to be prepared, and if you think ahead how that's going to feel, and afterwards when you're walking at the end of that stage and there's hundreds of people on both sides and they're giving you the high five and they're saying, fantastic, congratulations, that's what you're looking for, is those kinds of feelings, because it's easy not to be in that feeling space. So you're going to attract everything you require. If it's the money you need, you're going to attract it. Remember, you're the magnet. Just pretend you're like this big, huge magnet, and you're attracting everything you want. But you had better be clear, right? Because what if you're this big magnet and you're attracting things that you don't want? Like a team. One of the things I love about network marketing is you can say no to people. I've actually turned people down from being in our team before because I didn't want that kind of negative influence, that kind of drama in our team. Trust the universe. Take action. Think of a car driving through the night. Now, the headlights only go, 100 to 200 feet forward, and you can make it all the way to California to New York, right? Driving through the dark, because all you have to see is the next 200 yards, or the next 200 feet. That's how life unfolds before us. We just got to trust that the next 200 feet is going to be there. It's going to unfold, and it will eventually get you there, because the destination is what you want. And all you got to do is take the action with the thoughts. How easy is that? Well, it's not as easy as sometimes we think it might be. You just got to catch yourself. That's why we do techniques like, oh my gosh, I had 750 negative thoughts on this particular issue by noon. Oh, I had better get a grip on that. I had better start trusting. Of course, I got to take the action, but I had better start saying things that my body and my mind and my spirit are going to all go in, be in sync with each other is the best way to say it. So one of the things I do is I create my day every day. I get up between 4 and 5 every day, and right before I get up, I create my day. I literally start, and this only takes me 10, 20, 30 seconds, and I create my day with gratitude and thanking God for all that I have. And I go into situations in my mind that I know that are going to happen, and all these powerhouse people that are going to come on our team, and the conversations and the positive three-way calls and those kind of things. See, guys, it's like having Aladdin's genie. Whatever you want is right at your fingertips. The creative process that's going to help you create what you want is the asking, the believing, and the receiving. So ask Spirit, ask God, ask the universe for what you want, and then help yourself to clear any of the other things that aren't in alignment with that. So believing is going to involve acting, speaking, and thinking as though you've already received it. All right? It's all about what are we going to manifest today. And you know what? I not only create the day in the beginning, I recreate my day at the end of the day. We're going to talk about flashcards and the power of that very shortly. But creating your day in advance by thinking of the way you want things to go, it literally creates your life intentionally. And I got to tell you, I know that all of you have perfect relationships, right? And you never fight with anybody or have any kind of issues. But occasionally when I have an issue with, let's say, Iggy and I are going at it about something, and now it's time to go to bed, I just go to bed and I thank God for such an amazing marriage, for such an amazing articulate conversation that we have with each other, and that he was so loving and kind when I really want to say, oh, it was such a jerk. You know, it's easy to say, he was a jerk, and he was this, he was that. And you know what? That doesn't get you anywhere. What I do is I then recreate it at night so I can sleep good. Right? So that I then go to bed, because the last thing my subconscious is going to know and think about is how I created my life. So I take what was at the moment probably an insignificant negative, but I take it and I turn it into a real positive and a loving positive. And I love this one statement that says, a man can change himself and master his own destiny is the conclusion of every mind who is wide awake to the power of right thought. And it's true. Do you have the power of right thought? Whatever we think about, that's what we're going to bring in. Gratitude is so critical to this process, Guy. And I think most of you on this call are probably incredibly good at gratitude. And I certainly hear it out of your mouths a lot. I certainly see it in emails and text. I think you guys do a fantastic job at that. But it is a really big piece to getting what you want. And as soon as you feel the difference between what you already have, you're going to start attracting more of the good things. Well, I don't have the car I want. I don't have the house I want. It's just a matter of shifting that, guys, having the emotion. Go sit in that car you want. Go drive down that road and look at that house with do you want a house that has 3-car garage, a 4-car garage, a 2-car garage? It doesn't matter. Do you want 4 bedrooms? Do you want a lanai? What is it? I mean, for me, what's bizarre to me is when Iggy and I moved into this house, I don't know, probably 20 years ago, we had been looking for years and years to find this home. And what was crazy to me is that I ran a big $30 million furniture company. And so I got furniture at unbelievable prices, but I had great furniture that I had been buying. And one of my least favorite colors is blue. And I had bought blue and purple. I was looking for purple furniture, but couldn't find any. But so I ended up buying this light blue. It was a beautiful sky blue with purple in it. Well, when we found this house, and it was just kind of a miracle we found it because we had looked on ATVs, in the middle of the woods and done all this stuff trying to find this house. And when we walked down the front of this house, there were all these hearts, big, huge hearts made out of rocks and crystals. And Iggy took my hand and he said, your grandmother's swing would look great on that front porch. And then as we walked in and I walked through the house, we just knew it was our house. Well, the lady wanted to then not sell us the house. She wouldn't let the appraiser in. She wouldn't let the surveyor in. We had already made the whole deal, everything. And nobody, because she was a real strong gal, everybody was afraid to call her. And so I said, Give me her phone number. I'm going to call her. So I pick up the phone and I call her. I said, what's the deal? You're not going to let the surveyor in? You're not going to do this? You're not going to do that? She goes, well, we've decided we don't want to move. And I said, well, that's just really unfortunate because we created this. We created this house in our mind. We knew exactly what we wanted. We finally found it. She goes, I'll give you $150,000 not to move in this house. And I said, you couldn't pay me the full value of this house for me not to take this house. I know where every stick of furniture is. And when I looked at this house, I realized for years I had been buying the furniture for this house. So I got to tell you, I'm really sorry that you decided not to do this, but you're going to need to move on or you're going to need to get an attorney. So make a long story short, it all worked out obviously in our favor, and she moved on and lived a happy life too. So, but it is amazing what we can create in our life if we just get really clear on that, what we want. I'm looking at Becky saying, oh, wow, that's
I love your house.
And we love it too. So when you visualize it, then you materialize it, right? I love the story about Olympic athletes. And they did this study where they took all these guys, all these athletes, and they had them visualize what they, how they were going to run this event, right? And then they took this very sophisticated biofeedback equipment. Well, get this. Incredibly, the same muscles fired at the same sequence when they were running the race as when they were running it in their mind. Well, how can this be? Well, it's because the mind cannot distinction whether you're really doing it or whether it's just practice. So that just shows you the power of the mind and the body connection, right? So expectations, it's a powerful, attractive force, isn't it? Expect the things you want. Gratitude is important, so important. Giving thanks is important, okay? Really focusing on the good, because there is so much good in our life. And ever you don't think there's good, go out to a bad part of town and look at what they have compared to what you have. All right, and then I'll never forget the year that I'd said, Iggy, will you be Santa Claus? And every year now he's like Santa Claus on the fire truck, for the community and that kind of stuff. But this gal called me. She goes, do you think Iggy would be Santa Claus? We lost our Santa Claus, and this was like a few years ago. And we don't, we really don't have anybody to take the place. And I said, sure, no problem. I'll talk to him. So I convinced him to do this. He comes back, and the look on his face was devastating. I'm like, what happened? He said, don't ever ask me to be Santa again. He said, this school is the most depressing place I've ever been. He said, the kids would sit on my lap, and the first one said, all I want is for my mommy to get something for Christmas because we don't have any money. I don't need anything. Now, this is like a 6-year-old kid. I don't need anything, but I want my mommy to have something. And then the next kid got on his lap and said, all I want is my baby brother who just died to come back. And I mean story after story after story. All I want is to be able to eat some food and have food every day at school and have the kids not yell or not laugh at me because I have holes in my pants. It was, he was in tears. And it was absolutely, I'll never forget listening to these stories. He says, Victoria, this has got to change in these kids. So he went to the school and he talked to the school about helping them in all kinds of different ways. And part of it was the psychological thing and about thinking positive and about helping them have a different reality. So, as longevity people, we're all about making a difference. I think that's what every one of us are into, is making a big difference and making a difference in our own family and our own legacies that we give out too, right? But it's also about making a difference on the planet. So we've got to somehow be able to overcome our own obstacles, get out of our own way, so that every day we can make it a new beginning, and we can make it a day that makes an absolute big difference in our lives and everyone else. So if you want abundance, if you want prosperity, what are you going to focus on? Prosperity and abundance. That's what you're going to focus on. So we're just about to wind up here on this part of it. But to attract money, you got to focus on wealth. It's helpful to have a good imagination. Believe you already have the money you want. Feeling happy is the fastest way to bring money into your life. Two of the distributors that are good friends of mine, Scotia Menarche and Steve Dresser, went out the day of Christmas and gave away candy canes and little light-up necklaces and all kinds of stuff to just people on the road. Can you imagine how happy that makes you feel? And to be able to share that, okay? And that's really what it's about, being able to make a difference in people's lives. And when you do that, It's amazing. Look at all the books that talk about if you're doing your purpose, if you're helping people be happy, then it's going to come back to you tenfold, right? So make it your attention to look at everything you like and to say to yourself, I can afford that. I can buy that. I can do that. I can wear that size 12 dress, whatever it might be. Visualize those checks in the mail. Tip the balance of your thoughts to wealth, okay? Think wealth, and that you can bring that in. Think vast amounts. One of the things I visualize is a whole big ball field, kind of like the Broncos Stadium, and that's all our team. Not Longevity, that's just our Z Radical team, our Z team, okay? And filling that stadium with people that are making a huge difference in everybody's life. Everything that you want, the joy, the love, the abundance, the prosperity, the bliss, every bit of that can be yours. Okay, praise and bless it. You know, I never thought about this and as many times as I have read this secret book and taught the secret book, I never read this part until this morning. Maybe a better way to say is I never took it in until this morning. And one of the gals, this Lisa Nichols that's in the book, one of the authors, says that wise words is to praise and bless the things around you because they're worth their weight in gold. Praise and bless everything in your life. When you are praising or blessing, you are in the highest frequency of love. In the Bible, the Hebrews used the act of blessing to bring forth health, wealth, and happiness. They knew the power of blessing. For many people, the only time they ever blessed anybody was when they sneezed. I get to think about that. Yeah, you do bless someone when you sneeze. But how often do we take advantage of the great power of this? See, the dictionary defines blessing as invoking divine favor and conferring well-being or prosperity. And, you know, lots of times on the Hair on Fire call that I do every morning with Chanel, we have a couple guys on there, and they always say, I'll say, how you doing? And they say, blessed and highly favored. And I so love that because one of the people I read almost daily and watch all this stuff is Joel Osteen, and he always talks about declaring that you're blessed and highly favored. And if you haven't read his book, and it's something about, I should have brought it in here, something about declaring 30 days of declaration. And every day he has a different declaration. You are declaring to the universe, to spirit, to God, what you want in life. And it is just so well done. And it's declaring that you're blessed and that you're highly favored. Because you know what? You are blessed and highly favored. And feelings around that are, invoking that feeling is going to help you get that. See, when you think about and you feel those things that you want, you are immediately turned in, you become that magnet, and it gets, guess what? It gets to be yours, which is what you want. So you may be thinking, well, that's all nice, but I don't know if I can do that, and this person won't let me do that, and I haven't got enough money to do that. Oh, I'm not rich enough to do that. No, every single I'm not literally is a creation. So it's a good idea to be aware when you say I'm not, because guess what? The universe doesn't hear I'm not. So you got to state it in the positive. But when you say I am tired, I am broke, I'm sick, I'm overwhelmed, you know what? That doesn't work because you're declaring those things. What you want to declare is I am happy, I am abundant, I am healthy, I am love, I am always on time, I am eternal youth, I am filled with energy every single day. And I know that Hank teaches this, and several of the other practitioners on this line teach something, or on this phone line teach similar. I am whole, perfect, strong, I add the word thin, healthy, powerful, loving, harmonious, happy, and abundantly wealthy. So you add the words that feel good to you. Everything is energy. So if you look at everything as energy and that you're an energy magnet, what are you attracting, right? You're connected, and we're all one. So we got to let go of the difficulties, which is what we're going to talk about next. The power in your thoughts is what creates your reality. Literally, you're the designer of your destiny. You're the author. You're going to write the story. Your pen is in your hand right now. The paintbrush is in your hand right now. What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the same old stuff you've always chosen? Was it a good year for you, or was it a bad year for you? Okay, and I got to say, for me personally, it was a fantastic year for business, and it wasn't too good with my health. So why did I bring that in? So that's what I'm looking at, and I know that the bottom line is that I'm going to fill that blackboard of my life with what I want, okay? I've got the pen, and I have the ability to change it because it's only me that created it. The more you use the power within you, the power will draw upon you. That will get you the clarity. Speak it. Feel it. The time to embrace your magnificence is now. Now. Do what you love. Because what you know that's going to bring joy, what is your joy? What is it that's going to bring the absolute most joy into your life? And that's what you have to look at. So I just wanted to give you a reminder. I love that book, and I know you've all heard it many times, but isn't it interesting when I was reading that this morning again and read it again yesterday, that one statement, I didn't realize that was in the Bible about that and what truly blessing someone means. And so I think that's really great to declare blessing over your friends all the time and to know that you're blessed and highly favored. So with that, remember me telling you we wanted to take it a step further. So Joe Vitale is one of the authors in this. Now, the good news is that it is an amazing, there's several parts to it. I know you got your pens and paper out. You're going to actually learn techniques. The bad news, now see, this worked perfectly yesterday. Then this morning, for whatever reason, as he's talking, his words are not matching his talking. And we've shut it down, started back up, done all this stuff today for whatever reason. So you know what? Maybe it's just to show us that life is not always perfect, okay? And you just have to deal with the stumbling blocks, and anybody can do this business. The key is the message, okay? Get the message. So you may have to, being the kind of person I am and as detailed as I am, when I look at it, I listen to him, and then it's not matching up. It's kind of throwing me off a little. And so I'm personally not going to look at him, but the message is fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on screen share, and we're going to listen to several parts of this video, and he is literally going to show us and walk us through techniques to shift our blocks, the things that keep us from moving forward, and every one of us have it. So do you remember in my one email I said get out a mirror if you can? So if you got a couple seconds here while I'm setting this up, it doesn't matter whether it's a little one like this, a little makeup mirror, and those of you that were going to be here, I bought mirrors for all of you, but we're just going to have to do it another time. And so go get a mirror, whether it's big, small, whatever, because one of the basic thing that we're going to work on next is eliminating blocks, and it's about looking in the mirror. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't really practice looking in the mirror. So this is going to be a really good thing for all of us. So let me put my glasses on and see if I can't do this without shutting us all down. Okay. Okay, so now we're screen sharing. Awesome.
Yep.
Now I want to find, here it is over here. And it would just be so lovely if his words, no.
We'll hear him either way.
Boy, I'm so glad that just came up. I almost closed every tab.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
I just about did it. So we are so fortunate. I did not do that. So this is Joe Vitale, and bottom line is he says, and so that's why I bought the whole program so that you could watch it. What he says is, yes, the secret has changed people's lives incredibly. But all of us have certain blocks we haven't gotten rid of, or we'd be living the absolute perfect life. And even he who teaches this says he continues to work on this so that he can then he was, you'll hear him in here, where he loved music and wanted to be a musician. And now he's actually published and put out several different audios. So, and he didn't think that would ever happen. So he's going to help us be the best we can be. So if you'll hold on here for a second. And again, you may just have to listen to his words if this doesn't match up.
Welcome to the Secret Mirror 3.0 program and this Getting Started video. This video is going to explain the members area of the Secret Mirror and how to use it. So you should definitely watch this first before you view any other content. You have in your possession my latest version of the Secret Mirror, which has been enhanced with powerful new content and perfected based on my latest research and feedback from the many wonderful existing members of the Secret Mirror. What you have in front of you now is 10 years or more in the making. And after I released it to the world for the first time, it spread across the country and then across
Is this
the
perfect?
world.
His words are
We
doing
now
the
have
right thing.
tens of thousands
Woohoo!
of members in 6 different countries that are all sharing in the opportunity and experiencing reflective greatness in their lives. So first things first, it is you that makes this program what it is, and my deepest gratitude goes to you. Thanks for taking action to be here. With that intention alone, I expect miracles for you. Let's get started. I'm going to share with you the origin of the secret mirror, how it became what it is now, and most importantly, exactly what to expect and how you can get the most out of it. Coming to you now with a proven track record, the secret mirror represents more than just another how-to technique that I perfected and shared with the world. It's more than just an idea, theory, or notion. It's more than just an exercise, process, or technique. It's become a revolution in personal development. The secret mirror reflects a fast new way to identify your deepest blocks to abundance and success. Discover what to clear and allow you to move into action, creating your ideal life. So what really makes this different from every other self-help product and program out there? Well, for starters, I created the first version of the secret mirror program with 4 people whom I had never seen, talked to, or met before in my life. All candid, unrehearsed, and unscripted in 100% real on-camera interviews. So to continue that trend and go even one step further, I've brought them back after some time has passed to show us exactly how they use the secret mirror. Have them share what the last little while has been like for them, what's changed, what hasn't, and what they really think about it all. Before I introduce them, let's go back to where it all started for a second. Remember how I said that I never met them until our production shoot? Well, my team simply selected them based on a survey question answer regarding the biggest challenge with the law of attraction. Now, throughout my career, I've personally collected thousands of letters and testimonials from people who have seen me in the movies, saw me on Larry King Live, ABC, Fox and Friends, CNBC, or read one of my best-selling books. People who have attracted incredible abundance and rich new realities practically overnight just by stating an intention and letting the universe deliver. Yet, for every success story, there are still those who struggle to see the law of attraction work in their own lives. And I wanted to take it a step further to ask them why. Really dig deeper and find out what was happening. I discovered since the release of the movie The Secret, many people are experiencing a gap between what they want to attract and what they are actually attracting. I believe the secret mirror is that missing link. Many of my email subscribers were experiencing high levels of success with the law of attraction, while some were only seeing it manifest in certain areas of their lives and not in others. Another finding was that many were struggling to attract anything at all because they had counter intentions blocking their progress. They were trapped in the loop of attracting the self-fulfilling prophecies of their limiting beliefs, while actually just practicing wishful thinking and hopeful affirmations with little or no results. Stuck in the common trap of consciously you want, subconsciously you don't. There is nothing more agonizing than the realization that you're being led by your unconscious and disconnected from what you actually want to create in your life. The secret mirror is all about getting conscious and connected. Each one of the participants selected showed this similar struggle and were chosen because I wanted to personally help them, and secondly, to prove out the secret mirror program for the world to experience. Let me introduce you to the core 4, as I like to call them. These quick excerpts are just after they met with me and we did their first secret mirror session. Meet Neil Schumann from Rutherford, New Jersey, Deesh Dixon from Richmond, Virginia, Kim Larson from New York City, and John Pinella from Sunnyvale, California. We had an amazing time and covered a lot of ground during the first filming of the Secret Mirror program. Now, you may be asking, where are they now? And I'm glad you asked, because I thought what better way to show you the power of the Secret Mirror than to have you along for the entire ride. As much as we prove that the Secret Mirror is the missing link in the law of attraction, what I found is simply that labeling it that was playing too small, doing it a disservice. It is much bigger and expansive than we ever imagined. It has unlocked power and potential in people that allows them to go deep and realize the true natures of their reflection. Now, whether you're an existing member of the Secret Mirror program or just seeing this for the first time, there is a lot to take in. And the uniqueness about this product is that it's highly organic and specific to you. What you put in this is in direct proportion to what you'll get out. The other profound thing is that every time you go through, you'll get something different out of it. So it's continually renewing and always delivering. The Secret Mirror concept allows you to go deep within yourself and connect with the divine, to receive answers to the most daunting questions by simply and effectively tapping into your subconscious and reprogramming your unconscious mind using your own voice and your own authority in front of a mirror. This process allows you to uncover your limiting beliefs, counter intentions, success blocks, and self-sabotaging patterns to break free and create a life you love. I'm not going to prove the Secret Mirror works just by sharing with you the success of it, testimonials about it, and the core 4 experiences either. The only true way is for you to experience it for yourself. I've also opened up to our community, which includes you now, here inside your membership area, and created a way for members to submit their own Secret Mirror sessions if they want, and share them with others inside the Secret Mirror community. This is so powerful because you can see all the different ways that people are using it every day to create massive change. Now, I want to make an important point. While the Secret Mirror is easy to learn and very helpful, it is not a religion. It is not designed to replace your faith or core spiritual belief system. Instead, I hope you find that it helps you live a better life in all areas, including the practice of your religion. My goal for you with the Secret Mirror is that you will create breakthroughs in your life, all while becoming open to the divine, to recognize and receive ultimate truth, to help you on your current path and journey to receive the abundance that is waiting for you. It's important that as you enter into this process, that you are open, present, prepared to take responsibility, and willing to take inspired action. So with that said, I'll see you on the next video entitled Preparing for Using the Secret Mirror. Let's begin. This video is one of the most important to watch before you move into your Secret Mirror session for the first time, and also important to revisit on occasion to ensure that you are getting the most out of it each and every time you do it. I'm going to prepare you for your first mirror session by covering some vital points that you'll need to know about the program itself. Then I'm going to share with you some details about how you should prepare based on what you will encounter inside the Secret Mirror experience. And lastly, I'm going to end with a few questions you'll need to explore and jot down your answers before starting. I cannot stress enough how important it is to trust the process, no matter how uncomfortable it may get at times. Keep in mind that the framework of the Secret Mirror sessions are built strategically to allow your findings to unfold organically so that you can get that breakthrough. Remember, this is going to take work to make the discoveries. Then it's going to require effort and inspired action to make the changes and to get results. There are no shortcuts or magic pills, and the Secret Mirror process is designed to get you to a place of awareness so that you can clear and create what it is that you want in your life. This is not another woo-woo method about the subconscious mind. The Secret Mirror is an introductory process that is designed and grounded on the science of reprogramming and the biology of belief. It is based upon research about what you believe determines what shows up in your life. My newest program, The Secret Reflection, takes all of this much deeper, where my Miracles coaches actually use proven scientific techniques with you to break down, break through, and get clear. In the Secret Mirror, You're going to be identifying your secret struggles, which encompass your limiting beliefs, counterintentions, subconscious blocks, self-sabotage, and more. It is going to stir some things up inside of you, some uncomfortable, but the majority will be profound. This is all very normal. The process is intended to be a journey, and like all journeys, it will have some really fun, exciting parts as well. Mind state is going to be a very important part of this experience for you. It's what allows you to get into the place of discovering, receiving, and unlocking everything you need to progress. You will not be under hypnosis in any way, but similar to a light meditation, you're going to be getting the brain into alpha, borderline, theta. I will explain more as I guide you through inside of your session. Another very essential part of the secret mirror is gratitude. Jim Rohn said it best. Gratitude is what starts the receiving process. It is an integral piece of everything we do in the secret mirror. We will be practicing gratitude often and even utilizing it as a cleansing process. You will discover zero limits, which includes the practice of Ho'oponopono here inside your members area. I recommend that you get acquainted with zero limits as soon as possible, so anytime I reference it, you are clear. We will use this mantra often. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. It has been profound for me personally, my coaching students, and I know it will be for you too. So I'm assuming by now that you are aware that the secret mirror will require looking into a mirror at some point as part of the process. You are correct. And as simple as it sounds, I want to share with you my experience with the mirror and go over what you may encounter so that you're properly equipped. Believe it or not, the mirror can be a scary thing. I have found with both my personal coaching clients and through feedback from my Miracles coaching students that for most, initially, it can be hard to look into the mirror at their own reflection. Inside the secret mirror process, when it's time to look into the mirror, I'm going to ask you to have eye contact with yourself and maintain it for a while. This is important. And if you've never done it before, it's easy to get distracted or have a tendency to look to the side and not fully connect with yourself. Also, you may experience what I call mind chatter, internal chat, where you find yourself having lots of distracting thoughts, negative self-talk, and quickly moving into feelings and emotions just on what you're seeing visually. It's common to have feelings of guilt, shame, and swirling thoughts about self-confidence bubbling up. Know that this is normal, and try your best to not let it distract you from the process. You'll find eventually that what shows up at this point may be part of a bigger discovery for you, but we will address it at a later time, and it may require more exploration. Just maintain focus on the guided sequence as you go through it for the first time. There are many times where you may feel stuck or simply that you're not receiving answers. When this happens, just recognize it's simply an opportunity, a gift that is going to reveal a chance for you to go deeper and receive. Don't try to control what does or does not show up. Sometimes just letting it flow and letting go brings things forth even more. Again, it's all part of trusting the process. Next, I want to address 3 things that I see most often. A lot of times, students are trying to figure out everything in their first session. This will not happen. And when we run through it at first, we will only be focusing on a couple things initially. Remember, many people do the secret mirror every day and make new discoveries each time. The beauty of the secret mirror is that you can sit down and have a session anytime you want. And as you become more acquainted with the process, it will become more fluid for you to receive more often. Secondly, know that there is no right or wrong way to do the secret mirror. There are no rules. Many make it their own after they become acquainted with it and figure out what works best for them individually. You will always stick to the core framework that I have developed for you, but making it your own is part of the process too. You'll see this often as you get the opportunity to view other members' recorded sessions here inside your membership area. One question that I get asked a lot is, how often should I do the secret mirror? This is a great question, and establishing your routine is important. My usual answer to this, which I just alluded to a minute ago, is that you may want to do it every day. Maybe once a week works best, or once per month. It's entirely up to you. My advice here is to not be overly concerned about that now, and just move into what feels best after you get a few sessions under your belt, and at that point, arrange your secret mirror schedule. Also, you are not required to use any type of special mirror. Just pick whichever you are most comfortable with. It could be a handheld, a pocket mirror, or even a wardrobe mirror. A lot of people even use their cell phones with the front-facing camera. You'll also be able to do that through the secret mirror portion of the Abundance app that you've gained access to with this program. Now, I want to conclude by asking you some very important questions. After I ask each, go ahead and pause the video and write out your answers on a piece of paper. Number one, exactly what is it that made you invest your time and money into this program? Number two, specifically, what do you think is the biggest challenge in your life at this moment? Number three, precisely, are you currently aware of your limiting beliefs? And if so, what are they? So thinking now and going a bit deeper, what would it mean to you personally to have all the results you desire in your life? How much longer are you willing to wait? I ask these same questions to all of my coaching students because it gives us context for why we are here. It gives us the opportunity to decide and acknowledge whether you really want to move forward or if you just want to stay where you are. Many times our limiting beliefs and counter-intentions will keep us locked in our patterns, and most of the time this comfort zone mentality is where we retreat when it gets uncomfortable, and then they blame the process as not working. This is the very definition of a counter-intention. They will keep you stuck every time. Remember the loop I talked about in the last video? The best advice I can give you for this is to not only be okay with being uncomfortable, but challenge yourself to do so. I promise it won't last forever, and it is absolutely the only way you'll grow. It is the strongest single way to step outside of yourself to gain perspective. It all boils down to action and how bad you want the result. Otherwise, the program just becomes a conversation, and probably one that most have a lot. Simply just delivering more information without real results. Are you willing to do what it takes to eliminate this pain from your life today? Are you committed to master these techniques and apply them in a way that gets you where you want to go? It is my wish that your answer is in clarity and complete certainty, yes. Okay, so I'd love to make this happen for you as quickly as possible. You've clearly taken the first step by being here. But now the real work begins. See you in your secret mirror session.
I'm so thrilled that he is matching up with his video. It is just awesome. See? It's all about those thoughts.
Hi, Dr. Joe Vitale here, and I want to talk to you about intentions and counter-intentions. This is crucial to understand, and there's a lot of people who are confused out there about the law of attraction. They think that if they just sit there and meditate and visualize on what they want, it's going to show up in their lives. Sometimes that happens because we do live in a magical universe, and I do believe in magic and miracles. But very often we don't get what we want. So I'm going to invite you right now to think about this. What is something that you've been trying to attract into your life that you haven't received yet? It can be anything. This can be concerning money, it can be concerning health or romance or something physical, something concerning your work. You want a better job or more income, more sales. Maybe you've been trying to create something, but there just seems to be a reoccurring block. A lot of people give up at this point because they think, well, I've stated my intention, I've done my affirmations, I've done my visualizations. Why aren't I getting what I want? Doesn't the law of attraction actually work? And this is where some people surrender. and they give up and they say the law of attraction doesn't work. It's all a hoax. The secret is a hoax. The law of attraction is a hoax. Even Joe Vitale is a hoax. So what's real here? There is the power of intention. I've written about this in books like The Attractor Factor. That's when you state you want something. It's the declaration, and an intention is incredibly powerful. When you say, I intend to join the gym, I intend to bring in more income, I intend to attract the perfect romance, you do it on a conscious level, and you have every right to believe it's going to happen, and you have every bit of energy in you that's working forward to having that take place. But what's going on that causes it not to happen? Why do you not go to the gym? Why do you not open the business? Why do you not fulfill the product or the promise you made to yourself or somebody else? Why do you not attract the soulmate, the perfect partner, whatever it happens to be? What's going on? This is what you need to understand. Your brain is made up of different parts. You do have the conscious mind, but you also have the unconscious mind. And if you go deeper, you even have the collective unconscious. The collective unconscious is where you and I are actually joined at a below unconscious, below conscious level. That's a whole different subject, and one day we'll talk about that. But I want to look at the conscious and the unconscious mind. Most of us are thinking with our conscious mind. You're doing it right now. You're listening to me. You're speculating about what I'm saying. You're wondering in your mind about what I'm meaning, where I'm going, and how to make sense of all that. You're doing it consciously. But a lot is going on unconsciously, more than what meets the eye, and this is where the real secret gets unveiled. Consciously, you can sit there and say, I intend to attract money. And you can write out your script, you can write out affirmations, you can do visualizations, you can do meditations, you can do everything to attract money. And you will attract money as long as you don't have a counter intention. What's a counter intention? That is a belief in your unconscious mind. Remember, we're talking about the conscious and unconscious. The conscious mind says, I want this, I intend this. And if you have no blocks, no counter intentions, nothing going against that, you'll pull it into your life faster than you even thought possible. But when you have a counter intention, you will either slow it down or block the fulfillment, the attraction of what you say you want. How does this work? Consciously you say, for example, that I want to attract money. That's great. You want to attract money, you deserve to attract money. But unconsciously, what if you think money is bad? What if you think money is evil? What if you think money corrupts? What if you think money is going to damage you or ruin your life or ruin your friend's life or your family's life? What if you're worried about the taxes when you get more money? What if you're worried about people coming and sponging off of you when you get more money? All of this is below your conscious awareness. Please understand, if you're sitting there consciously thinking, I intend to have money, that's a pure thought, that's great. But your unconscious has all of this baggage, all of these, what I'm calling counter intentions to your conscious intention. Here's where it gets interesting. Consciously, you can declare anything you want. That's fine. That's the captain trying to guide the ship. But unconsciously, there's an iceberg. Unconsciously, you have a ship that is bigger than what you can imagine. Sigmund Freud talked about and probably discovered the unconscious back in the 1800s. For him, it was a dark and murky and even scary place, and he used dreams as a way to access them. We've learned a lot in the last century. We've gone way beyond Freud here, but he was right. There is an unconscious mind, and it's bigger than what you ever thought. So, consciously, you state an intention. That's fine, but that's the pipsqueak. That's a small little bit of strength trying to direct your entire life. If you are clear in your unconscious mind, you're going to be fine with that. You're going to go ahead and attract what you consciously intend. But if you have all these counter intentions and all these counter beliefs in your unconscious mind, you will either not allow your intention to come to you, or if you do manage to attract it, you won't keep it very long. This is why some people win the lottery, for example. They come into millions of dollars, but unconsciously they weren't ready for it, and they end up getting rid of the money. They have accidents, they have health problems, they invest poorly, they end up losing all of the money and sometimes even going further in debt. What's going on? Their unconscious mind is trying to protect them. If you're believing, for example, that money's bad, well, your unconscious mind doesn't want something bad in your life, so your unconscious mind is creating a counter intention. It doesn't want you to be hurt. So consciously you think, I want more money. That's wonderful. Unconsciously you think, I better not have more money because that's going to ruin my life. So what happens? The unconscious mind wins. That's the point. The unconscious mind is going to get what it wants, even when you consciously know something better is waiting for you. And if you can just be clear, you can go ahead and attract it into your life. So the conscious mind has these intentions. The unconscious mind has these counter intentions. This is probably the most phenomenal breakthrough in my own career, because when I was struggling, I went through homelessness and I went through poverty, and it took me forever to get my first book published. It was largely because I was dealing with all these counter intentions in me. I was dealing with a sense of deserving good things, dealing with a sense of a poor self-image, dealing with counter intentions that thought, this won't happen to me. That's a belief. And that's what we want to look for, are the beliefs in our unconscious mind. Why? When you get rid of the beliefs in your unconscious mind, now you can declare something consciously, and you will tend to go to it, and it will come to you. There won't be any interference. There won't be any block. There won't be any molasses in your mind, in your energy, in your vibration, slowing all of this down from coming into your life. What I found is my own personal experience, and with working with people like the 4 people who came and experimented with the secret mirror process, when you get clear of those counter intentions, what you consciously intend shows up pretty darn quick. That's when it shows up almost by magic, almost by a miracle, because it seems to fall into your lap. That's the power of getting clear of these counter intentions. Now, again, most people don't do this. Most people don't even know that a counter intention exists. Most people blame society, the world, other people, the secret, the law of attraction. They blame everybody else, not realizing that blocks to their own success are in them. This is the big takeaway. It's in them. It's in you. It's in me. Now, I'm still working on myself. I have goals. I was a musician a couple of years ago. Now I have 6 music CDs out. When I declared consciously that I wanted to be a musician and I was going to record my own original songs and play them and sing them and make my own CDs, counter intentions surfaced. This happens to all of us. We declare we want something. Unconscious mind brings to the surface the things that are in the way of us desiring it. And it could be a lack of your own abilities, a belief that you're not going to be able to succeed. All these different things show up. Those are the beliefs. Those are the counter intentions you need to look at. Even in my case, I've used everything. I still use coaches today to help me find where the limitations are, where are the counter intentions, where are the limiting beliefs. When I find them and release them, then I can create at warp speed. Then I can manifest the things that I consciously say I want, but that I consciously intend very quickly, almost instantaneously. Once I get clear about the counter intentions concerning me as a musician, within, I think it was 2 months, I had my first CD done. All original music, and I ended up on the cover of a local magazine because of my music, my being a musician, my original music, and the CD itself being done. How does it happen that fast? It happens that fast when you clear the counter intentions. So again, think back to something you're trying to attract into your life. And again, it could be money, it could be a relationship, it could be better health, it could be you want a house, it could be you want a vacation. There's something you're trying to attract and you haven't pulled it in yet. Why haven't you? Counter intentions are there. The good news is they're not hard to find. You can use the secret mirror process, you can use the mirror technique, you can use a coach, you can use dream analysis, which Freud talked about. I don't think that's as clear as having a coach, for example, but there are ways to get clear of the counter intentions so you can have, do, or be what you want. For me, we live in this world that is designed to awaken us. We're here to awaken, but to what? To awaken to our personal power. To awaken to the magic and miracles available to us. What's in the way of us experiencing that magic and miracles on a day-by-day or moment-by-moment basis are counter intentions. So again, that's what's really important here. Go ahead and declare intentions. That's very powerful. If you have no internal blocks, those intentions will manifest. So intend whatever you want. I do it all the time because when you state an intention, you align your body, your mind, your spirit, and the energies of the world around you to go in a particular direction. Intentions are powerful. But counter intentions will veto your intention until you take care of them. So the counter intention is where you need to do the work. State your intention. Notice what comes up in the terms of beliefs, limitation, negativity. Those are examples and guides and clues to where the counter intentions are. That's where you want to do the secret mirror. That's where you want to do coaching. That's where you want to shine a light. You take care of those counter intentions and you truly can have whatever you can imagine, whatever you can visualize, whatever you can articulate, because we do live in a world of magic and miracles. Take care of the counter intentions and you will experience that firsthand.
Pretty powerful, huh? You know, whether you're on this call and you're a life coach, you're a practitioner, you're an RMD, just a distributor, you're an ambassador, it doesn't matter. We all need to be teachable and coachable and watching our words, choosing what we want in our life will create what we want. So that's pretty amazing. And now we're going to get into the personal guided secret mirror session. So have your mirror handy if you would.
Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to personally walk you through the Secret Mirror 3.0. I'm very excited to share this with you, and as I guide you through, I'm certain that you will experience your own greatness within this session and every session to come. The Secret Mirror is an introductory process that is designed and grounded on the science of reprogramming and the biology of belief. It is based upon research about what you believe determines what shows up in your life. The Secret Mirror is all about becoming aware, getting conscious, and connected. If you've taken any time to view other people's mirror sessions, like the 5 participants, any of the amazing ones that have been uploaded into the community by members of the Secret Mirror, or even mine, you'll see there are many adaptations of the Secret Mirror. I have developed the framework of the process in the Secret Mirror 3.0 to be 10 steps. This is the backbone of the process for you to follow, and then within each of those steps, I encourage you to make it your own too, as you become accustomed with it if you'd like. My goal is for you to get the most out of it every time you do it. I encourage you to do this by yourself in a quiet room. I will ask that you be open and an active participant to really allow this proven process to work for you. You'll want to have a mirror set up next to where you are, or have a handheld mirror ready for when you need to use it. It will be important as I guide you here on video that you don't get distracted by me. I will ask you several times throughout this video to pause it and do an exercise and then come back to the video to continue. As you get the Secret Mirror memorized, you will find that it will allow you to stay in flow state as you go through, which will make the process that much more impactful, and the inspirations received may even be more enlightening. Feel free to come back to this guided video anytime to do your mirror sessions, but I strongly recommend memorizing it as soon as you can, so that you can do it anywhere, anytime, with just you and the device. I will provide you with a printable reminder card that will list the 10 steps, so you can always carry it with you. For the mirror work especially, you'll need to be looking into the mirror, doing the exercises with me playing in the background. You won't be watching me at those times, you'll just be listening to the sound of my voice. Mirror work can be a very personal thing. So like meditation, it's just between you and the divine or the universe. As you begin to pick up steam with your sessions, you may find that you want to start sharing them with the world. A lot of people enjoy sharing to help others and to also put intentions out to the universe. I tell a lot of people to journal their discoveries because you never know what might show up. Many times it's smart to record your mirror sessions so that you have a record of what you discovered. It also allows you to stay in flow state and really get connected to receive with no distractions. Now note, we've created some secret mirror tools for you. You'll see inside the Abundance Project app, under the Secret Mirror section, you can use your phone with a front-facing camera as a mirror, along with the app's built-in recording option to capture your sessions and share them too. Don't worry too much about recording your first session. Let's just get you acquainted with the process first. One thing before we get started. Looking into the mirror for the first time can be very difficult. When you first do it, it can be very uncomfortable and even scary. It's okay, and as you do this more and more, you will get better and better at connecting with yourself and really experiencing its true power. I urge you to push through and let the process play out. Listen to some of the participants' thoughts on their first time in front of the mirror.
So looking into a mirror is very good. I think it's really helpful. I think a lot of people have never looked into a mirror. A lot of people are afraid to look into a mirror. And, you know, the thing about looking into a mirror is you're seeing your reflection. And you're really getting an opportunity to really look at yourself. And I don't think a lot of people do that. And they don't understand the profoundness of doing that and what that can really do for you. So what I did was basically look into a mirror to find within myself if I have maybe some limiting beliefs, and basically how to bring those to the surface so I could heal those and basically move forward. And I think you should do the same.
Well, today was such a great experience, and I understood the purpose of that mirror. I mean, it's so important to have that, because even though it's so hard to look at yourself in the mirror, you wouldn't go as deep and you wouldn't have those breakthrough if the mirror wasn't there. So I encourage people to just do it, and even if it's not easy the first time, just keep on trying, and you're going to see the whole purpose of it.
Looking in the mirror from a critical point of view, a self-improvement point of view, is going to lead to some uncomfortable feelings for you. I encourage you to hold that gaze, to try this, and the benefit you're going to receive as a result of talking to yourself and looking at your reflection in the mirror, asking yourself key questions, and then resolving those issues that are self-admittedly holding you back. The reason you're watching this right now is because you're looking to improve, to go to the next level. Do yourselves a service. Put yourselves in good stead. Perform in this process, and you'll be better off for it. Try it out.
So when I first heard of the secret mirror method, I thought it was a bit flaky. But the truth is, it helped me out a lot, and changed my life. And that mirror came up with things that I never would have thought of. So if you want your life to change, and you believe that this is a method that can work, it will work for you.
So with that said, let's get rolling and make some miracles. Let's get started. Now go ahead and begin thinking about your top 3 challenges at the moment. I'm going to be calling these your secret struggles. These are defined as your reoccurring blocks, negative thoughts, feelings, limiting beliefs, etc., that you've not consciously recognized. These are items in your life that are currently causing pain for you. These are the things that you are finding in your life to be challenging you the most and most frequently, holding you back from where you want to be and sabotaging you in ways that you are starting to recognize as preventing you from who you want to be, what you want to do, and everything you want to have. For example, 1, I'm struggling financially because I feel like I don't deserve to be wealthy. Or 2, I am struggling in my relationship because I don't feel like I am ever good enough. Or 3, I have a hard time loving myself because I don't think I'm worthy. Your list could be 1 or 2 secret struggles, or 3 or 5. Whatever it is for you is what we are going to focus on for this session. But know that you can do this anytime with anything that shows up. And you'll also make discoveries during this session that you're probably not expecting as well. Either way, everything is whole and complete, just as it shows up. And I urge you to trust the process and let it flow. There is no right or wrong way to complete or experience it. So now that you have your main secret struggles in your mind, I want you to hold them there. I want you to think hard about what these painful struggles mean to you. Really go there and feel the pain. Allow yourself to be in it. Pause the video right now and out loud describe it. What do these struggles really mean to you? Think to the times when it's the worst for you, when it's the most intense, when it shows up the most. When it triggers and appears, how does your energy shift? Does it seem to be a pattern? If so, what does the pattern look like? What are your emotions like when you're in that state of mind experiencing it? What is your story about these secret struggles exactly? What is it about the stories that makes the belief so real for you? Focus on the emotions that come up for you when you think about these thoughts. Great job. Now let's dive in a little bit more. How do the thoughts make you feel? Really go there. What does your body language, posture, and physical state appear like? How is your tone of voice? What is the mind chatter and language like that you are using to talk to yourself? What are you mentally seeing and focusing on in these moments? What is the best way to describe the feeling inside when this pain is present for you? Now, I'm going to ask you to sit back and get comfortable. You're going to close your eyes now, and for the next several steps, keeping them closed, when you're ready, we're going to start by taking a deep breath in through your nose, nice and slow, and out through your mouth. Feel the air rushing into your lungs. As you inhale, they fill up to capacity. And just as they become full, concentrate on exhaling out through your mouth very slowly. Let's keep doing this for 5 breaths or more. This is not hypnosis. It is simply a light meditative state that I'm going to guide you through so that you can tap into your personal power of visualization and connect on a higher plane of consciousness with the divine. Try to clear your mind to a place of nothing, relaxed and at peace. Now, I'm going to ask you a series of things and take you through the process that will allow you to go inward, to connect within, and to your higher power for inspiration. In this state, there are no rules of how it should unfold. We just want this to be very organic, and as I guide you through, just let whatever shows up come and go with no attachment to it. You're going to be keeping your eyes closed as I walk you through several parts of the exercise. Now, eyes closed, we are going to go on a little journey. By now, you should be completely relaxed and just listening to the sound of my voice. We are going to enter a highly imaginative visualization where we go forward into the future of your life. We are simply going to be a spectator of the future you. As I walk you through, I want you to really connect with your future self and see things for what they are. Let's begin now. We are fast forwarding to this future version of you. As we visit this version of you, we realize that we're now 6 months ahead in time. I want you first to visualize this future you as having not changed anything. You are in the same place you are now. The same place you have been. Your secret struggles are the same. Your wants, needs, and desires are the same. The only big difference with this future you is that you have not eliminated your secret struggles. They are still causing you pain. They are still frustrating you, still prevent you from progressing and becoming who you really want to be, who you really are. You're not in the place of power and potential that you truly know you're capable of. As you see this future version of yourself that hasn't made the progress you'd ultimately like, how does it make you feel? This future version of you still wants to be, do, and have all the same things. Your desires are still intact and, in fact, stronger than ever. And of course, since they are more powerful than ever, it makes the pain of your secret struggles that much more intense. So realizing that not much is different 6 months from now, how are you feeling? Is it frustrating? Is it stressful? Discouraging? What about the time that has passed? You blinked and 6 months has flown by. What is that like when you realize how quick time goes? As we bring into focus the reality of what is, let's allow ourselves these moments to reflect on the value of precious time. Now, continuing to keep your eyes closed, we're going to come back to the present time for a moment. As you just got to get a view of your future self, there are probably several emotions and feelings that came up for you when you realized that not much had changed. We are going to continue this journey now in a moment. But first, I want to walk you through letting go of the parts of your current reality that are making up your secret struggles. Let's release you from the things in your awareness that are holding you back. We're not going to go into any deep clearing methods right now. We're just simply going to let go of the struggles that you are hanging on to with a quick exercise. It is very natural for the conscious and subconscious to stay very attached to these things on autopilot, because chances are they have become ingrained. These patterns you might be in are the very makeup of counter-intentions. So as you think about your current circumstances, maybe you saw them repeating or continuing with your future self. Maybe you didn't. Either way, you are going to remove yourself from them by letting them go right now. Disconnect and decide, just like they don't exist. You are going to detach from any problems, setbacks, distractions, relationship struggles, negative circumstances, negative thoughts and feelings that you just encountered. I want you to focus on what it would feel like to let it all go. Simply envision yourself in complete freedom. Doesn't it feel good to lighten the load, to shed the burden, to be in complete peace and in harmony with nothing to worry about? As of right now, you don't have a care in the world. Doesn't that feel amazing? When we let go and feel that strong sense of relief, doesn't that feel amazing? No problems, no stress, no lack of time and energy. It's like being at the state of zero. So let's quiet the mind for a bit and relax into your breathing. This is going to be like a reset back into mind state as we move away from your secret struggles and the pain and frustration. Think of your thoughts that come as light, fluffy, moving clouds. You can see them coming, and then you're in them, and they pass through you and slowly drift away as you watch them go. You have no need or desire to stay in them for any particular amount of time. Picture any and all negative feelings, emotions, uncertainty, and anxiety just exiting your body with each exhale of every one of your breaths. Now focus on nice, slow, consistent breathing as you feel your heart rate slow and as you fall deeper and deeper into relaxation. Begin to envision yourself as your best self possible. free from all limiting beliefs, all counter intentions, all self-sabotaging thoughts and behaviors, all subconscious blocks and patterns, all disempowering stories that you have created in your life by giving things meaning. Now hold that image and those feelings in your mind as we move into one of the most fun parts of this journey. With your eyes still closed, take 5 breaths, nice and slow, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Make sure you're comfortable and starting to sink into a nice relaxation like before, but just a little deeper. Eyes still closed. Now we're going to go visit our future selves again. Only this time, we're going to do a concentrated visualization of our best possible self, our most ideal self as you see fit, whatever that looks like in your eyes. In other words, your future self now living ahead in the future 1 year from now has it all figured out, whatever that means for you. He or she has taken the last year to create amazing and fulfilling results in your life. Like through the imaginative eyes of a child, let's explore with no restrictions, no boundaries, complete clean slate of endless possibilities, magic, and wonder. This is the exciting, positive, high energy, high vibration visualization. Emotions are on high, in excitement, as you are seeing and planning your life with no limitations. Really go there and be very detailed in what you see, hear, your feelings in the moment, emotions, smells, taste, and so on. Everything is operating in complete harmony and balance. It is exactly what you have always wanted. It's perfection in your eyes. Envision a you that has it all figured out. You are in the best mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical shape. You are fulfilled and living in abundance in every way possible. You are walking in the best possible path in life. What does it look like? Who are you surrounding yourself with? As you are envisioning this, I want to let you know that you are experiencing actual shift physically. Your brain doesn't know the difference, and it's already signaling to your body that this is happening. Now we just need to get the mind and the mental side in alignment to manifest it. What does everything look like now? Where are you living? Let's get even more specific. Do you still live in the same place? What kind of car are you driving? What are all of your relationships like now? Are you creating a legacy? Are you helping others and giving back? How are the kids in your life, if you're a parent? What are you doing to progress and benefit the planet? How is your health and fitness? How are you emotionally and intellectually? How's your spiritual life? Think hard. What does all of this look like for you? Your most ideal dream life. You're the artist, and you get to paint the canvas with any colors you want. What are you seeing? What is your overall quality of life like as you see your best possible future, best self, living the dream? Isn't it amazing to see yourself living exactly how you have always wanted to? What do you see? Where is this vision taking place? What do things look like? Is it in color or black and white? Is it daytime or night? Where is this version of you now? Are you still doing the same things for work, for fun and for play? How are you doing financially? What kind of physical shape are you in? Pause the video and then go back with eyes closed. I want you to state your vision for your future best self out loud. Explain it in great detail and connect to it emotionally. State it as having already happened. Illuminate the room with this amazing energy in your explanation. Come back and press play to continue after you complete this. Eyes closed again and comfortable in your seat, let's continue. So as we get the opportunity to gain a glimpse at this future version of yourself, I want you to feel a deep realization, whether you believe it now or not. I want you to try it on. It's the realization that you have had the opportunity to create your life for the last 12 months. And whatever you are seeing now is the work of your own doing. This understanding will allow you to tap into the potential of the things you can control and create intentions to receive inspirations and blessings from the divine for the things you cannot. Now, it's your lucky day because we not only have journeyed into the future to see yourself, we've got to be a spectator of your best self, the most ideal version of you, whatever that looks like for you. It's amazing to see how far you have come just within the last year. Since your future self made so much progress, start to think of all the questions you want to ask this best version of you. You have permission to let go and connect within and with the divine for answers. In just a moment, you're going to open your eyes and look straight into the mirror. Now, when we do this, I'm going to ask you that you stay present and just listen to my voice. Try not to get distracted or caught up in the reflection you see. No need to adjust your hair or makeup or clothing. Just be. After all, the reflection you see is your best self, who is enough and complete just as he or she is anyway. So let's call forth the inspired intelligence. So, you're going to slowly open your eyes now, and as you come to, begin to wake up as things start to come into focus. Look into the mirror, and I want you to make eye contact with your best self. Stare into each other's eyes. I want you to connect deeply here, and during this interview, stay connected. Don't allow distractions to interrupt. So now, looking into each other's eyes, I want you to say the following. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Again, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And again, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Next, holding that eye contact with your future self, this is the part where you're going to ask the questions that you need answered so that you can break through and move into everything you desire. This future best self of you has the exact plan of action, the precise blueprint to show you exactly how to get where you want to go. This interview is unique to you. You get to create it. Ask anything you want to know. A pointer I can give you is to be as specific in your question asking as possible. Now, connected with eye contact and with clarity and certainty that your best self knows, you're going to ask your questions and pause. Take your time. Answers may come right away, and they may not. It's okay. We're not going to worry about the answers right now. Just focus on the questions. Now, if you could ask the best version of yourself great questions, what would they be? How did you start to go to the gym every day? How did you stop smoking? How did you open your business? How did you find your perfect relationship? How did you increase your income? Just pick 3 to 5 of your top questions. Again, don't worry about the answers at the moment. If they come, great. If they don't right away, don't worry. They will. Just take your time and ask the questions that are the most important to you. You can ask open-ended questions, or you can ask fill-in-the-blank type statement questions too. You will shift these to be custom to your circumstances, and as you grow and expand in this programming moving forward in your day-to-day world. I will walk you through some example questions right now. To improve my financial situation, I need to blank next. To be healthy and achieve my ideal physical body, I need to blank next. To be fulfilled and live my passion and purpose daily, I need to blank next. To attract abundance in business and relationships, I need to blank next. To be plugged in and connected spiritually, I need to blank next. How did you really do it? How did you make that shift in your career to attract that perfect business partner? How did you get through that limiting belief of being accepted? How did you overcome the fear of rejection? How did you stop wearing yourself out by overcompensating and caring what people think? Get specific. Go ahead and pause the video again and ask your questions out loud. Conduct your interview and then come on back here and press play to continue. Now, after asking each question, how are you feeling? It's important to sit with the questions and ponder them. Now, what separates you today, right now, from the future self you just connected with? The true answer is nothing. With the help of the divine, we can co-create our ideal perfect life. Now let's get focused on the answers to your questions. Thinking back to your main 3 to 5 questions from the interview, what answers showed up for you or are coming to you right now? Go ahead and pause the video, and as your future best self, answer the questions out loud that you asked from the answers you received while looking into the mirror. Answer each question by restating it. Go ahead and sit with them for a moment and let the realization sink in. Now, the only thing that separates you right now in this very moment is the mindset, and now that you've seen what's possible, it's the ultimate gift from the divine. With these new realizations, you have permission. Let's clear the old thoughts of being stuck. Surrender now. Let go and declare the truth of who you really are. Now you're going to pause the video once more, and I want you to state these newfound realizations and declarations out loud with complete certainty and power. State them as facts. So go ahead now and press pause, and I'll see you back here in a second. Okay, now that you are clear on your declarations, it's time to move into creation and set intentions. What do you really want to create in this life? To live the best life possible. Using your future best self as a model with answers from the divine, you can begin to build your best life. And the greatest news is that because you got to go ahead 1 year and gather all the answers, you've now got 12 months to create. I want you to feel the energy of the shift and take on the opportunity that these profound insights have brought to you today and declare it into being. Speak it with certainty like it's happening, because really it has already happened. Since you know now where you'll be in 1 year, start believing your declarations today. Get into that positive, high vibration now. Live in this space, and it will allow you to create even more with the intentions we are going to set now. Now, with an open mind and heart, think about all that you've discovered about yourself. With all this new knowledge, now what? Let's anchor it so you can consciously hold on to them. What's the story of what just took place? The feelings, the insights, the answers. I want you to reflect on all the high vibration, positive energy and good feelings that you have created through your future best self exploration. Imagine being able to operate in this frequency anytime you want. Imagine being able to have complete control of your state anytime you decide. In this energy, let's start setting the intentions by stating what we are going to make happen. Based on everything you've discovered here in the last little while, pause the video one last time and out loud state 3 to 5 intentions that you are releasing into the universe now. I'll see you back here in a few minutes. Great job. I'm so proud of you for the courage it takes to do what you're doing. You have made some amazing discoveries, and I can attest to the fact that all miracles have formed in my life by going through exactly what you are now. It is a roller coaster of emotions at times, but so worth it. And quite honestly, the only true way to ever progress in this life is by doing the work and challenging yourself outside of your comfort zone to grow. Now, let's begin creating our list of inspired action steps to make creation possible. Learning how to tap into the secret mirror is exactly how you receive the ultimate life blueprint from your future best self by the divine. But it's important that we don't just receive the answers and let them go. So finally, we're going to write out specific action steps. This becomes your strategy for how to create everything you want to be, do, or have. What will be delivered is everything you've been looking for. Some things to keep in mind. When it comes direct to you, it is through divine inspiration. When these ideas and inspirations come, you want to honor them by doing your part to bring them to life. When you act on these ideas, you're rewarded by grace in the marketplace and in life. When you can prove you can act, you get blessed more each time around. So let's write out your direct action steps. What are they? You have the intellect from your future best self and the roadmap. Now turn those into actionable items. For example, knowing what I know now, I'm going to listen to personal development daily. I'm going to go to the gym a minimum of 3 days per week. I'm going to create a budget and start tracking my money. List the top 5 at minimum that you plan to do starting today. Go ahead and pause the video to do that right now. Now, very last, let's conclude this session in sincere gratitude and cleanse by elevating the energy and vibration in the room. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Again, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Again, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And again, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. Now that completes the session for today. As a reminder, you can do this as often as you want, any days that you like, and every time you do, you'll relax even deeper, you'll get even clearer answers, and you'll take very quick action steps every time you get the information. I'm proud of you, I'm excited for you, and go out into the world and remember, expect miracles.
Becky, can you see that sheet?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is the quick reference sheet of what you just went through. I did not stop on purpose on the pausing because of the amount of time that we committed here today. But I got to tell you, it's so good to be speaking and hanging out with your best self and my best self, and I love this blueprint. You know, it's not about thinking small. It's truly about having what we want and getting rid of these blocks. want to share with something real quick. I figured out while we were going through this why it happened with the videos. Yesterday, Becky and I were working on, this whole program, how you do the Hangouts, and she was teaching me everything, and then I was putting all the different videos up that I wanted you to watch, and was very careful, followed her instructions about listening all the way through, and so it wouldn't buffer and wouldn't do all this stuff, and everything was perfect. So then last night I was nervous. I started out this call by saying, "Oh my gosh, this really made me nervous," right? And so, make a long story short, I think the reason this happened this morning when I keyed up everything, and I mean his voice was nowhere near where his lips were moving, and it was because I invoked and I took it back. I went into that fear. Then, as I walked away from my computer before we started, I just said, it is what it is. Let's just have fun today. The intention is that it's going to work out beautifully, and of course it did. Mm-hmm. So I think that's pretty cool. And so it happened specifically so we could show you that, and I think that's pretty cool. Hold on one second. I'm going to stop this.
There you are.
Oh, there I am. Okay, so there's lots of people who have incredible information, and I absolutely love this Joe Vitale and what he has shared with us today. And I know that Becky had said that we'll be able to have on this channel, we'll be able to have different things. And so one way or another, whether I email you this process or whatever, you will have it so that you can practice this, because if we don't do the practice, then we've just wasted an hour of our life that we're never going to get back. But one of the other practices I want to bring up, and I mention it a lot on calls, Doug Fireball, I was going through a training that I took from him in 2008, and it was about the flashcards. Yesterday, Becky and I were talking about the flashcards. And Becky, you did the flashcards because you've been on several of my trainings. Would you mind stating what you said to me, that it does make a difference?
It does make a difference. I do think so. They're 3x5 cards, and you just say, I'm a magnet for miracles at the top, and put your individual priority things that you want to bring to yourself. And I could tell it did work. So I am a big believer in this stuff. The Secret, I think it's very powerful. It's awesome.
And so it's the intention, it's the prayer card, whatever you need to call it, you call it. But I asked Chris this morning to send me, I said, what do you do on your flashcard? And all you do is you take your card, you put on it what Becky said, and you take 6 of them basically, and like Chris puts on his, what he's looking for, the people coming into his business right now, and he's so grateful for that. Self-starters, integrity, teachable, committed, long-term stick-to-itiveness, that's one of my favorite. Big financial desire, 6 to 8 figure income desire. Self-mastery, in other words, this is a person who does personal growth, okay, and sponsors up. That's on his flashcard. He does this every day. Now we take the same information, the self-starter, the integrity, the teachable, all those things, and we put them on 6 cards, okay, index cards. We don't have index cards, just cut up paper. And you put them on your computer. You put it like on your nightstand, and you just very quickly say it before you go to bed, say it when you get up. If you have to say it inside because your mate thinks it's crazy, then that's cool too. But say it out loud, say it within, it doesn't matter. Put it in your car, put it by your refrigerator, any place that you go, put it every time you see it. What happens is you truly do, you're setting that intention and you're magnetizing the right kind of person to your group. So with that, I'd like to show you something else really fascinating here. This is another quick one.
The world is changing faster than ever. What used to take decades is now taking years or even months.
What you see right now is the illusion that people have had for many decades about the workplace being a secure place to work the rest of your life. For the first time in the history of our nation, our children will not do as well as us.
We've seen our friends get laid off. We've been laid off. We've had our pay cut.
People are overworked and underpaid. They seem to have less time and less freedom. They live under constant pressure.
This is going to be forced. So even if your employer loves you, they may have to cut you.
There's something wrong. That on Monday morning, the heart attack rate increases by 35%. Technology is accelerating, job security is declining. It just doesn't seem like the old models of making a living are as reliable as they used to be. Every aspect of our lives, there's a better way out there, but we're still doing it the old way. We live in the greatest country on the planet, and there are a lot of people sitting around complaining and being cynical.
Like, everyone's whining about this old model, and I'm like, why don't you leave it? Look at all this over here. Look at all this opportunity.
Since so much of our lives revolve around our work and the way we make our living, many people are thinking there just has to be a better way. The biggest challenge facing our world today is not making money, is what are we going to do with all the displaced, unemployed people?
People are afraid that they're going to make the wrong decision. People are afraid of the unknown. People are afraid that maybe I don't have the skills.
Hey, sports fans, industrial age is over. It's dead. It's dying. That's why going to school to get a job is an obsolete idea. A steady paycheck is an industrial age idea.
And you know, it's so the truth.
Yeah.
Are you willing to pay the price for a better life and to leave your legacy and to have what you want? You know, in order to make bigger bucks, you got to recruit. You got to spend time on money-making activities. And we got to speak happiness and health and wealth into our life. We have to speak as if so that we're creating the future that we want. I ordered 50 bracelets. And for the first 50 people that email me, I'm going to send you out. It's called a complaint-free world. You can get them for your groups if you want. And they're $1 a piece. And it's a whole process where this church came up with it. And this bracelet goes on, and every time you're negative, you complain, you gossip, you do anything, you have to move it to the other wrist. And you need to do that for 21 days in a row. Well, what happens is people have it on for 9 months to a year before they can actually do the 21 days. Just goes to show you all the things that we say that maybe aren't in our highest good. So think about this. If every word is a seed, are you creating the weed? Are you creating nutritious fruit? See, your business is going to flourish if you protect your mind, which we talked about. We're in the business of transportation. We transport people from where they are and in 30 days where they want to be if they choose to do that, right? So we're going to shift gears just a little bit here because we're getting down on time. You know, if you look at ourselves as Olympians in longevity, it's all about following the basics, isn't it? As our president says, it's about staying in the lane. So A, you want to keep track of your thoughts. B, you want to follow the system. And if you hit the mark, M-A-R-K, you have to do the mark, M-A-R-C. The M stands for Megapack. Okay, when I was at Dr. Ariaz's, and I was just so blown away. I mean, basically 80+%, and I'll bet it's more than that, of the deals that they key in, the people that join them join through a mega pack. And he just specifically says, oh, do you want a CEO mega pack or do you want a mega CEO pack? Even when they come together on a Wednesday night, literally they don't bring any deal that they've talked with people that they've enrolled throughout the week, because they have like 6 homes every week. Then they come together on Wednesday. They don't, unless it's a CEO pack, they can't even bring it to there to be keyed. That is how imperative they believe the CEO pack is. Bottom line is the CEO pack is going to be like 80% of your big income your first year, and probably 70, well, it's probably 90%, and then probably 70 plus as you build your business. So you want to do the mega pack. It is in people's highest good, and not just for business builders. I mean, and right now you have an opportunity for $3.99. How many people, if they have health issues, are going to go ahead and order a case of Z and 2 Healthy Start packs or something like that? They're already going to be at that. This way they're positioned, should they ever choose to share it, to get paid 10 ways versus 5. So mega pack, mega pack, Megapack is to their good and to your good. If you're a senior executive marketing director, my gosh, they get $500 worth of product, they get 500 points, and you just made $230. Okay, it doesn't get any better than that. Then as you rank up, it gets more and more, and everybody shares in that wealth. The company gives it all back to us. Okay, so you have M for Megapack, you have A for AutoShip. Now, one of the tips on that, and I've said it before, and I really want to make sure you get this because it's going to increase your pay probably 30%, your residual pay if you're not doing it this way. When you enroll a CEO pack, you're going to automatically get a healthy start pack put on AutoShip. That is the only thing that when you enroll someone with a CEO, it comes up as an auto ship with a healthy start pack. You need to convert that healthy start pack to the healthy start pack that is appropriate for their needs. Example, instead of just a regular healthy start pack at 110, you need to give them the healthy bone and joint pack, the healthy weight loss pack, the healthy heart and blood pack, whatever it is, the blood sugar pack. And because those range between $160 to $180, but the reason you're doing that is because everybody has something they're working on, and they need to take something that's appropriate for them, and not just one healthy start pack. I was kind of shocked that when they do the auto ship, they don't do it as two, because most people are not teeny like Marianne, who's on this call and who is absolutely amazing from Maryland. And congratulations, she just got to SEMD and is doing fantastic and is a tremendous leader. We're not all teeny like her. Most people weigh over 150, and so they would get 2 healthy start packs. Make sure that you go in and delete, because what happens is if you go in and make an auto ship, you're going to literally make 2 auto ships. Okay, so you have to have the company delete the one auto ship, and then you put the other one in exactly the way it should be for that person, which is probably 2 brain packs or blood sugar packs or whatever it might be. So auto ship, though, is the lifeblood of your business. If you just put people in without an auto ship, you don't grow your business. Residual income is huge, and it truly is the lifeblood of your business. And so that was Mega Pack for the M, auto ship for the A. The next one is rank advancement. One of the biggest things I learned when I was in, and I believe very, very much in rank advancement, and you hear me talk about that all the time, but it was fascinating to watch how many people that Spartan group in California advances. I mean, these people advance like dozens and dozens of SEMDs every month, and vice chairmans and vice presidential. Their whole thing is rank advance, rank advance, rank advance. And they're passionate. And I know all of you are passionate, but have you pulled at that inner passion? Are you keeping it inside? I watch my little granddaughter, and our daughter says to her all the time, inside voice, inside voice. Well, are you keeping your inside voice? Are you out there? Are you sharing it with incredible passion? Because it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I mean, where else can you go with a company that does care? Now, they're not perfect. Okay, nobody's perfect, and no company's going to be perfect, all right? But they have phenomenal products that work. We have Doc Wallach and his credibility that you can call Monday through Friday because he's on 150 radio stations simulcast. He's on TV stations all the time. Now people are getting it. We're paid an amazing amount of money. Our products flat work if you take them out of the bottle or the carton. Okay? So what company do you know that has every bit of that? And we have an amazing community. People that gravitate to our community are very heart-centered. They want to make a difference in people's lives. All right? Especially, I know that the Z team in particular, those are the kind of people that that gravitate to our team. The anal ones and the ones that really want to make a difference. And I say that, by the way, I'm laughing about it, but it is true. And I think it's a real positive because we want to know we want to share with people all these amazing products and all the things that Doc offers, that the company offers. So that's the R. And then the last thing is C for MARC for convention. Book it now. If you go, your team goes. And I'll tell you, they will be more and more inspired. But it's about staying in the lane. You're the tour guide. And become a master of the interview. It's not that hard. Now, maybe that is hard to you, and the Google Hangout would have been easy to you like this was, the interview is easy to me, the Google Hangout was a challenge, right? So, but we've done good. See, it's just you got to step forward, you got to get out of your box, and you do it. So, you know what? There's no shortcuts to building a relationship. You can't buy it. You love your way through building relationships, and it is so awesome. I got to tell you, when I write down the list of people that I love and the people I feel so grateful for, it's the people on this phone. And somebody last night, I was at a family gathering, and someone last night said something about love and about people that you are the closest to. And I said, often it's not people that you have blood relations with, and it can be that too. It can be your blood relations, but it can also be like this family, because we have that aspect to us too. I mean, some of these people would lay on coals for you. I mean, I was so blown away that Becky was honored to do this for us and our team. So I am just like totally thrilled that she feels that way, and we feel that same way about her. Making a list is imperative. We know that. Three-way calls. If you're not doing them, you're making a mistake. You need to do the three-way calls. And if you as a leader don't feel comfortable with the three-way calls, get on somebody else's and learn how to do that so you can effectively close. Because I really think having an open heart is one of the keys to closing, and not get kind of like what I did. I was nervous, you know, and everything was going perfect, and then I got all nervous and in fear, and then everything kind of shut down, you know, and then I just let it go and said, have fun. It's the same thing. If you're passionate about this company and you have that total belief, and you're out there, and, you know, as you're talking, you're drinking, excuse me, I could drink. And you're coming from your heart. It's just a few of the techniques that you as a leader can find, can learn, and we're going to cover that in the next couple of weeks, because I told some people I would cover the close, and because we're getting so close to our time, I need to make this a little closer, you know, and take out some of these things. But it's really about following that path, getting the Dead Doctors Don't Lie CDs. When was the last time when you ordered your Dead Doctors Don't Lie CDs through Milan, which is drjwallach.com, and you call them? You never put the order in, you know, because it's like $3 online, but it's $1.25. They just went from $1 to $1.25, and they personalize it. And I always order the best of Dead Doctors Don't Lie with tracks, personalized. Those 4 steps. The best of Dead Doctors Don't Lie with tracks, personalized. And you know, when was the last time when you ordered your CDs that you said, you know, give me a couple Spanish in that, give me a couple Filipino with that, give me a couple Korean with that, give me a couple, because it's in 6 languages, give me a couple Japanese with that. Set that intention that you're going to bring those people in, and you're going to need those Spanish CDs, baby. I mean, look at the Spanish community that's growing. So personally, you know, I've got 100 of those always on hand, because one never knows who anybody in our group or where I might magnetize them or they might magnetize them, and we might need that. So, and playing the who do you know game. When we, you know, go to the meeting locator, or if you check in on the Hair on Fire call every morning, we talk about where Doc is, and that's important too. I encourage you to work with the willing and not the potential, and I encourage you to get to your next level before convention. You know, you don't create top producers, you attract top producers. If you're unteachable, they're unteachable. You're going to attract the people that are going to help you to get to where you want to go. You know, and sometimes there's a saying about no eyes have seen and no ears have seen, no ears have heard, no mind can conceive the plan that is out there for you. One of the things I learned at Dr. Ariaz's, and I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to probably go about 12 to 15 minutes over, because there's a couple videos you've got to see. These are so fabulous. But a couple of things he said, and this one I thought was really interesting. If someone comes up to you and says, what do? You just make this statement: I'm a professional network marketer. And then they kind of, what? What is that? I teach people to build relationships. So I thought that was interesting. I never heard it put like that. Now, I want to ask you, if you want 2015 to be your best year, and you had talked earlier that that's what you wanted, where do you see your volume next year? Is it 50,000? Is it 25,000? Is it 100,000? Is it 500,000? Is it $1 million? You know, you heard on several of these videos today, and you probably read this. It's just as easy for the divinity, for God, for spirit, for universe to give you $1 million as it is $1. So all these limiting beliefs, we can get rid of them instantly. We can do that. We've just got to believe that we can do that. We've got to ask for that, and we've got to have the ability to receive that, right? And believe it. So how much volume, write that down, how much volume you're going to do next year? How much do you want to make in 2015? How much money do you want to make in 2015? So since we create our own struggles, let's instantly get rid of those struggles. See, we can rewrite our life like a GPS. Corey Gold said something so great at that training in Ariasis. He said, you know, have you programmed your life for failure? Well, you heard what Joe Vitale said about, you know, we have those little things that keep us from going forward. If so, put a big dot on it. You're writing the chapter of your life, right? You're writing your own book. We've talked about that 15 times today. You're writing the script, right? Okay, end of chapter, put a big dot right there. I took a piece of paper and I put a big, big, big dot. That chapter's over. Now we're rewriting a new chapter. He also said something interesting. He says, you know, you can't do great things in the world with empty pockets. I thought, what does he mean by that? You can't do great things in the world with empty pockets. Get addicted to doing great things. Corey actually wrote a check that day for his daughter goes to this high-end college, and he wrote a check for her and someone else anonymously that couldn't afford it. Those are the kind of things that make a difference. So go out and take all-out massive action these next 5 days, and you're going to see what's going to happen. We know what happened in the 1,000, get 1,000 points for the CEO pack. If you're obsessed with this month's ranking, you're obsessed with changing lives, you're obsessed with ranking up, you're obsessed with jumping in the foxhole with your team, it will absolutely happen. You know, you've heard of homework. Again, I'm going to give you wealth work. And that's enrolling 399 CEOs by the end of the month. That's setting a home meeting in the next week. That's making sure everybody on your team is registered for convention. That's keeping inventory on your thoughts, right? So it's taking that little envelope and doing that. I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind, and you'll just see, okay, this is one of those deals I need to confront, and I need to work through that one, right? And you just learn a process on how to do that. And the other one is your wealth work is to continue to do that Vitale homework that we talked about. This is so perfect. You're going to love this. Hold on a second here. All right, come on, baby. Here we go.
Chris Downs just put $120,000 a month in the chat box down there. Yeah, baby. There we go.
Woohoo! Okay,
Woohoo.
Chris. I'm in that foxhole with you, baby. Now, of course, I went through the whole thing with it, but is it? It's deciding to buffer. Come on, baby. You know, so while we're waiting on that, it's now time literally to decide on your goals that you want. Plan for 2015. So what rank are you going to be by convention? And then by the end of the year in 2015. What volume are you and your team going to create in 2015? What dollars, we just talked about it, are you going to make in 2015? What relationships will you have? You know, you cannot get to a place unless you have a plan. We've talked mostly today about our words and our thoughts and taking action on that, but it really is about being the best we can be, and we've got, though, to put in writing a plan of what we want. You know, the late Jim Rohn, which you've all heard of, said people should work during the day to create a living, earn a living, but part-time at night to build their fortune. So it's time literally for us to break out. It's time for us to shine in our greatness. I am going to change this to this. Yeah, baby, you are powerful, and you are special, and you are so capable, and your dreams can absolutely come true. You can change your life. Your life does matter. You just need to believe that. Anything is possible. Rise up. Stand tall. Be courageous. Be inspiring. And stand and wonder at an amazing world. A world where you're the one that's amazing. Believe in yourself. Look to the future. Forget the past. Forget the pain. Be the impossible, but always be you. Awesome. So you know what, guys? With that, I think that other video didn't work, even though it was fantastic. I think it didn't work because it wanted us to finish on time. So I just want to thank you for hanging in with me. And if you want anything in particular, of whether it's the bracelet, whether it's the secret mirror reference sheet, whether it's the, be that security guard for your mind, whatever it is, you just let me know, and we'll be glad to send that out. And so, guys, with that, I want to thank you so much. And we'll stop that. Good, we did it! Yay!
Good job! Yeah, that's awesome, Victoria. You did great.
Love it. Okay, guys, so send us any questions, comments, and we just love you to pieces. Let's make 2015 the most epic year you have ever thought possible. Let's go for it, guys. Have a great day, great weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday. And by the way, there's a 10-week course following this Joe Vitale, and I'd be glad to do. I'm kind of thinking about doing that. So there we go. Go back to that real quick. Anyway, I'm kind of thinking about doing that for 10 weeks. So I'm going to review that a little closer, and we might want to do that as well. So anyway, guys, we'll hear you on Monday. And thank you, Becky, so much, and thank all of you for checking in. And thank you, Cindy, as well. And guys, have a magnificent day and a magnificent life. You're here to make it. Ciao.